Hey,
Oh my
what's going
God.
on, guys? We're live again with another video. Today, we're live for Premier League predictions 24-25 season. The Premier League is officially back tomorrow with Manchester United starting off the season. It's going to be really interesting to see how well Arsenal perform this season. And as the title says, who will be the team to dethrone Man City from the title this season? Um, I'm looking forward to this show. I have a really good panel and actually a stacked panel of stars, YouTube channels, and good friends of mine in the community that I'm really glad to have on the panel today. There are going to be some other folks joining us, but before we get into the show, folks, if you do want to introduce yourself, I'll start with
Oh,
my
we got one on.
co-host, my
Sorry.
co-host of weekend watch-alongs. Most of the time, Moss and I have good luck on watch alongs. There's only a few times where
Oh,
we've not had good luck. My good friend Chris Moss, go ahead.
what's that? For our watch along, Arsenal Wolves this Saturday during
Yeah,
Goal Rush. That'll be good. Yeah.
this Saturday watch along. Yeah, it is a multi stream. It should be on everybody's channels, linked above
True
and below.
Gooner, Jordan, Hyman
Jeri,
LFC,
Jordan,
Moss
Hyman
Sports
LFC.
World.
Yeah.
Who else are we on? Your channel, of
My
course.
Twitter, Jeri Twitter, having some trouble connecting. I did click reconnect.
Oh, yeah. Garvin was going to come, no?
There's still two spots open for anyone else who
Uh,
wants to join.
he informed me that he's on his way back from work.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
no problem.
Josh,
Feel
too.
free.
Garb,
Mr. Tom, is there no way
Mr.
we can all
Tom,
work together
please.
to abolish football? Mr. Tom, I think
Please.
he may be still upset about Somerville going to West Ham. Great player, Somerville. Pete
Somerville.
Jr., go on, you Gunners.
Ajax
Guys,
through on penalties. Yeah.
we'll big up Ty. We'll start with the bottom three and then work our way
Ajax.
up in increments of three. So the final part of the predictions will be our top three. Instead of giving from the top to the
The
bottom
top
who we think is
4 or
gonna win the
5.
league, we're gonna
Yeah.
save that for the like other part of the show. But we'll
Yeah.
start from the relegation zone. And the relegation zone, before we touch upon this, is Ipswich, a newly promoted team, and also Leicester, newly promoted team. As you guys may have known already, Leicester is starting off the season with points deduction due to financial fair play rules obstructing them. So it will be interesting to see how well Leicester can do and whether they can stay up this season. But if you want to start us off, I'm going to go with Jeri first. Jeri, give us your three teams from 20th to 18th and just a brief reasoning why you picked those teams in that order.
Yes. So the most difficult, I would say, is always to predict who will be relegated, right? Because sometimes the relegated teams that come, with so much enthusiasm, they have a different, tactics, philosophy. They know they have to meet minimum threshold
Why
to
so
survive.
many?
So I would say again, because of course we are well versed with the teams that we see regularly or we have seen in the last season. So I would say Ipswich Town, I think it's a huge step. It's already a huge honor for them to be in the Premier League. So I think it will be very difficult for them to sustain. Although McKenna, I think, has done a fantastic job. We could see with Burnley last season, right? Like Vincent
Yeah.
Company won the league and then he got relegated with Burnley, and now he's at Bayern Munich. So that's great for him. So I think Ipswich Town 20th. Bad news for the Ipswich Town fans, but that's how I see it. And then Nottingham Forest, I will say 19th. I know this is also a huge call, and it's difficult because when we analyze the teams, there is not too much in between, to pick from. Largely, it has to do with how they played at the end of the season, also the transfer, season. So if you see this
Oh, what's
squad,
your patch? No.
it's not that great. Although they can do well, but if I have to pick, it will be my second team on 19th and 18th. It's like it's a huge call. Personally, I don't want that team to be on 18th, but I think it will be Southampton 18th. Again, we can see they come to the Premier League, get relegated. This is a sequence So I think it will continue. Every team, of course, given the resources, have tried to strengthen, but I think it's such a competitive season, perhaps the most competitive season in the history of the Premier League. So, 20th Ipswich Town, 19th Nottingham Forest, 18th Southampton.
Yeah, that's with
You think?
Southampton's.
So you think if Leicester will get out of that -10 pretty quickly, Jerry?
I love how nobody said, well, at the moment, Jeri didn't say Everton to get relegated. As you guys know, somehow Everton have just magic on their hands where they manage to stay up every single time. They just get lucky by the thin of their hairs. I'll go to Jack next. Jack, from 20th to 18th. Big up, Josh. Thanks
Big
for
up,
joining.
guys. Sorry I'm late, by
Who,
the way.
no
Gosh,
problem at all.
Jack
Who
in
do you
the
think
house.
is gonna be the 3 relegation teams from the bottom, Jack, and then we'll work our way up to the rest of the table?
Yeah, so my 20th is Southampton. I don't know too much about the manager or the transfer window, what they've had, but I do know they signed Adam Lallana, an ex-Liverpool player. So, yeah, I can't really see them doing that good this season and staying up. So, they're my 20th. And then my 19th is Leicester. I don't rate Steve Cooper. He didn't do that good of a job at Nottingham Forest, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm putting Leicester 19th, and then 18th, I'm putting Forest, as I don't rate Nuno either. He was all right at
The Greek
Wolves,
Forest.
but
He's a former Tottenham manager, right?
yeah, and then
Yeah.
at Tottenham he didn't do that good of a job. So they're my bottom 3.
Oh, good. With Nuno, I think he's one step forward and 3 steps back, especially with Tottenham. But what can you say? It's Tottenham. You don't have much success to work with to begin with. When he was over there, we'll go to Jordan next. Jordan, from 20th. Which 3 teams in the Premier League do you think will get relegated this upcoming season?
For me, man, I'm go with a club that I know very well, Everton, 20th.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
I can really
Wow.
stand
Bro, you
there this
can't
so
say
yeah.
that because you're a Liverpool fan.
Rivals.
Oh yeah,
Biggest rival.
Everton's in my bottom 3.
Wow.
19th, 19th, I'm going with Ipswich, and 18th, I'm going with the Foxes. Leicester.
Leicester, okay. But
Everton,
Jordan, give us
Ipswich.
a reason why you picked Everton other than them being your rivals.
What was your 18th, Jordan? Sorry, missed that.
Is it
Everton,
Jordan? Jordan,
Ipswich, then
Jordan, can you repeat it? I think you said
Leicester,
Forest,
Mars.
right? Oh, Leicester, yeah.
who? Leicester.
Hi, Maliha. Hi, Baz. Hi, Mitchie.
Oh,
So, we'll go to Moss next. Moss, I can't believe you have Everton in your bottom 3. I mean, somehow
every
Everton seems
year,
to
these
survive.
toffees find a way to unstick themselves.
Yeah.
But man, they haven't done much. I'm not impressed with anything
They
they've done.
haven't done any.
They might get a points deduction. This could hurt them again. But
Also,
who knows? Maybe transfer window. Maybe they make a sale and buy some guys. I heard Branthwaite got hurt. I don't know. I don't think it's looking good for Everton. So I got Leicester, the -10 points. That's going to be hard to get over. I got them coming last, 20th. Leicester City. Southampton, I got 19th.
again.
I got Southampton 19th and Everton 18th. My tractor boys are staying at Ipswich.
I also have Ipswich to stay up. I'll go to Josh next, and I'll go after him. Josh, who do you think will be the 3 teams to be relegated this season? And do you think Leicester, even though they have starting off the season with a points deduction, do you think they can make up the points elsewhere in the league?
For me, I've actually put them rock bottom because of that reason. With the point deduction, I put Leicester.
Yeah.
I just think as well they've lost some of their key players, like Dewsbury Hall, who's a big part of their team last season, has gone to Chelsea. We all know that they used to play. Had Madison and they had Harvey Barnes, but now they're losing some of their creative players. You know, I know there's still got Jamie Vardy there, but come on, he's getting older now. So I don't think he's going to be the same. And obviously their manager as well, you know, Steve Cooper, ex-Forest manager. I just don't think he's going to have enough to really keep them up. And I think the point deduction will affect them. I don't think they're going to be able to overcome it. But I could be proved wrong. They're my bottom for me. And then I've actually gone 2 newly promoted sides bottom. I've gone Southampton as well. Don't get twisted. The way how Russell Martin plays, I do like the way how he plays, and he actually has a go. I think Southampton will actually have a go against teams. But the way how they also play out from the back, I think is going to cost them as well. So I think, unfortunately, for the Saints, they're going to go back down. And then I've actually gone with I agree with Moss. Yeah, I know Moss is loves the tractor boys. I think they'll stay up, but I've gone with Brentford, the Bees.
Wow,
I've gone the
Brentford.
Bees to get relegated. I just feel
No
this is going to be
way. That's
Thomas Frank's last season, right?
He gets
Gonna
found
get
out.
found out finally.
Wow, me and
But
Moss
if you-
did the same thing.
If you
Well,
go
man, if they get rid of Tony, or if they don't,
yeah,
Josh,
exactly.
and he stays and it's
So-
a cancer, it could hurt them.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
a spoiler, like it's a huge contrast to where I have put Brentford. So let's see.
No, but
Me
the reason I'm
too.
saying why they're getting relegated is because if you go back to the previous seasons, they've been going on a downward spiral. Like last season, they was dropping in form, and
If Mbuemo and Wisa weren't scoring, they were in big
yeah,
trouble.
exactly, Moss. So they've been dropping form. I know it's a new season now, but I think this is where the luck runs out, and I think they're gonna. I think of course it's always gonna be so tight relegation, but I think they're gonna be the team. And I think we always get a little upset as well in relegation. I think they're gonna be the team. I think Brentford, Thomas Frank's last season, and then he'll move elsewhere. If they get rid of Tony, then again, who they really got. I mean, last season without Tony, as Moss said, they had Wemo, they had Wizard, but was they really firing when Tony was gone? Not particularly. They was on a bad run of form. So my bottom 3, let's start Southampton, Brentford for me.
Tony might even be frustrated because he didn't get a move. If he stays, that might cause trouble to their dressing room. It's a good point. It could be hostile situation there, and I do think Thomas Frank is one of those managers that could be possible that he gets figured out sooner than later. I don't think they're all that. I mean, Ivan Toney's tried to start this thing with us that just beating Arsenal was a kickabout, and then we go hammer them last season. So I don't know why their fans try to build this rivalry with Arsenal when it's just another London club. I'm gonna go with my 3 teams to get relegated. I can't check TikTok right now. I'm live, as you can see. I'll check later.
Me or someone to work your chat too.
Yeah, so we'll go through the chat comments. James says, I like Ipswich to stay up, but I think the pressure comes towards the end of the season, might affect them. Chelsea fan says Ivan Toney might have to stay because they have their new forward is injured already, so maybe they're gonna keep him as cover. And also, there's only 2 weeks left or 3 weeks left of the window, 2.5 weeks left of the window. Luke says, I've been to Portman Road. I saw Ipswich versus Forest opening game of the 94-95 season. I wasn't even born then. That's like 31 years ago. Luke, if you put it into perspective. But I know Everton's gonna get is gonna get destructed this season. So Goodison Park, a lot of people want to go to. Hi, Chris. Thanks for joining. Our Leicester fan, my good friend Chris.
Leicester, everyone's got
mate.
I hope you've been covering your ears, Chris, because a lot of people, and I haven't said my predictions yet, so please don't crucify me. But a lot of people have been saying.
Oh, he says Wolves.
Leicester,
I almost went Wolves.
to get relegated. But before we get to my prediction, I just want to say I hope Leicester stay up just for you and survive the points deduction. It's early on in the season, so hopefully you can pick up those points. But it's going to be tough. And again, I did congratulate you on getting promoted, but now it's a matter of survival of the fittest, I should say. Hi, Dave. Thanks for joining the chat. Really appreciate it. And thanks, Canes, for joining. Big up, Canes, all the way from Florida. Big up, bro. And shout out to everyone who's tuned in. And some
MK Don's guy didn't want to join.
Luca, big up, Luca.
MKD.
I'm gonna I think he wants to join the panel, but I'm not. He hasn't replied to my.
Man, you don't ever reply, Luca. We offer you these watch
I asked
alongs,
him.
these
I asked
shows,
him,
and you
"Are you
don't
coming?" And
ever
he didn't.
respond.
I said, "You coming?" And he didn't reply.
It's his own fault, as usual.
Jordan's favorite Nightbot. Jeri taught him how to use it.
Big up Nightbot.
Jeri.
Nightbot.
Bottom three from Optics is Leicester, Wolves, and Nottingham Forest. Lots of people going for Leicester and Forest. Some people saying Wolves, which is interesting.
Yeah, I almost went Wolves.
I don't have Wolves down that low in the table, but I'll go next with my final three.
Yep.
I have Southampton. Chris, cover your ears for this part. I do have Leicester to get relegated, and I also have Nottingham Forest. I don't think these teams have been doing good in terms of signing adequate players in positions they need. Leicester also lost Dewsbury Hall to Chelsea, as Jeri knows, one of their signings that they made, one of the many signings that Chelsea made this window.
They got an NFL roster.
But Dewsbury Hall is a good player, and I hope he doesn't ruin his career going over there to that part of London. But we'll go next to 17, 16, 15, and this time I'll start on the other way around the panel. I'll go with Moss first. Let us know 17th to 15th, and just maybe if you want to explain one or two picks, feel free.
I got my Tractor Boys escaping relegation narrowly. Ipswich Town. That Kieran McKenna guy, a lot of people wanted him, and him being able to stay, I just think helps solidify and keep some continuity. They got Omari Hutchinson solidified from Chelsea in their transfer window. I like that young guy. I always have. In Wolves, I was tempted, Everton or Wolves to pick in that 18th spot. I think we might see Wolves get over the hump here in the transfer window the last couple of weeks, maybe make a couple good signings and Portuguese Molyneux, they'll find a way and they'll do good enough to stay up. And then that's at 16. I got Wolves and Nottingham Forest, the Greek Forest. The Olympiacos, Nottingham Forest, I think they'll stay up. I think they made some good signings. Iwonyi is always a danger. Callum Hudson-Odoi was really coming on late last year. I always liked Danilo. I wanted him for the Gooners 3 years back there, 2-3 years back there. And I think Forest will do pretty good. And then after this, it gets really hard to pick, doesn't it? Everybody?
Yeah,
I'll stop there and let everyone else go.
When you go to the mid-table, where
it's hard.
It gets really difficult to predict, and even the top four. Once we get there, I think I had some trouble, and I was chopping and changing in that. Once we got to the mid-table section, who's gonna finish above one another? I kept changing West Ham and Aston Villa around. It was quite difficult to pick between the two of them. Jordan, if you want to go next, 17th to 15th, who you think is going to finish in those parts of the table? Jordan, you still here?
Southampton in 17th.
Is he thinking or is he frozen? Oh, Jordan, I saw your name. Yeah, Garvan is here. Big up, Garvan.
Yeah, yo, Garvan, man.
Big up, Garvan.
Brighton, Fulham, and Brentford.
Who? 17 was West Ham?
Brighton, Fulham, Brentford.
Brighton, Fulham, and Brentford.
Fulham, Brentford. We'll see at the end of the window who changes.
If we're right. But we're going to do this again. It's on deadline day, I think.
September 1st and then the end of January maybe too.
Maybe we should give a prize to the person who was very close or won it all. I think it'll be hard to win.
Get their top five right or something. Yeah.
To win the whole table will be hard. You have
Luke's
to
got Forest, Everton, Brentford. A lot of us are pretty similar.
Luke's gone Forest, Everton, Brentford. Baz, big up to you. He says Wolverhampton, Wolves, Brentford, and Leicester. Some people have Leicester to survive, which I'm surprised about. I know Chris would be happy about that. James says 17th Everton, God help us. 16th Wolves.
They
and
always find
Brentford.
a way, Everton. Don't they?
The Toffees always find a way to survive. They even took points off of us a few seasons ago, so they always find a way to pick up points where people don't expect them to. I'll go next to Garvin, as we haven't heard from you yet.
Yeah, Garvin, you got to go
welcome
20 to 15, don't you?
welcome to the panel, Garvin. Hope you're well. And we're going to get your predictions from 20 to 15. So let's get it from relegation 3 and then 17 to 15. So whenever you're ready. And if you want to explain
There you go,
each of those, feel free.
Garvin. He's always got the classy Garvin golf shirt.
So whenever you're ready, Garvin, your prediction from 20th to 15th, please.
In Garvan, you don't have much time. Just go on the fly. 20 to 15.
Put Chelsea there.
First, I'm gonna big up everyone in the chat first. You know, let me
Big up.
Mitchie boy, Liverpool
Yeah, Mitchie's
TV,
here.
James, and you know, there's so many people in there. So big up each and everyone in the comment section. You know, I hope you guys loving the show. It's very nice to see each and everyone in the comment section. So let me jump right into it. All right, I'm wearing red, right? And the red represent Arsenal.
Oh my God.
Much as it's hurt me to say,
Yeah.
you know, much as it's really hurt me so bad to say. So I think Arsenal first. You know, Man
No, but
City.
you gotta. We're starting at the bottom, though.
Garvan, you're spoiling the party, man. Sorry, Garvan, you're starting from man.
I don't even think about relegation, honestly.
20, 19, 18, 17,
I think the 3
16.
teams that it's easy for me for the relegation. The 3 teams that come up, I think is gonna go down, and that's my big prediction.
Okay.
I think both Leicester, Ipswich, and
Look at that.
Southampton. You know, probably Southampton will skip it. You know, and probably Everton because they're moving to a next stadium. So I think it's gonna be between Everton and Southampton. But I just think that those
You got Everton 17th, Garvin.
it's gonna be between them and Southampton. It's gonna be a tag and war, you know, between them and Southampton. And probably and Nottingham Forest will be right there.
16 Forest.
Yeah, in that zone. So
you got all the promoted teams to go back to where go back.
And
what's your 15th? 15th then, Garvin.
Yeah, 15. Yeah.
I got you Leicester bottom, Ipswich, Southampton, Everton, Forest, and then who 15th?
I would say Bradford.
Brentford.
Yeah, Brentford are just struggling.
I think they're gonna struggle this year.
I think Josh is up.
Yeah, Josh is next. Josh from 17 to 15.
Yeah, I've gone pretty similar to Mosh, you know, like great minds think alike, but I've gone the 3 teams he's gone with, but the other way around. So I've actually put Forest 17th. I think they'll just scrape it. Obviously, I'm still not too convinced with Nuno as their manager.
Jack said the
again,
same
I think I hear why a lot of people are saying that, you know, they will go down, but I just think they'll find a way and just scrape it. I said it could be really close between them and Brentford for me. And then I've gone with the Tractors, Ipswich. I feel like McKenna, quality manager, man. You know, I feel like he's a quality manager there. They just signed Phillips, didn't they, as well? They signed Calvin Phillips.
Yeah. That's a good signing for them, I think.
Decent level for him there. So
the kind of guy you need. You need a defensive mid to survive this madness.
You know, he was really good when I don't know if Mr. Tom is still here. He was really good when he was at Leeds.
Yeah, he was great at Leeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good at Leeds. Yeah, I remember. And then obviously you got Jordan and Garvan's Jamaicans, Hutchinson, who was actually at Arsenal, weren't you guys, for a little bit?
Yeah, didn't work out for him.
He's always
I always thought he was good.
I think it was his agent. You know, when these kids are young, their agent influenced them to go somewhere for the money, and it don't work out.
He went Chelsea first, didn't he? From Arsenal.
Yeah.
And then he did
Chelsea made good money on our guy.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jeri and Garvin, did he ever play a game for Chelsea or no?
Yeah, he played against Man
I think
City.
he was on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Man
played against
City.
Man City, but you can see potential, but
Yeah.
you can see that he need a lot. He got a lot of work to do. So the loan was the best thing they could have ever done.
The
for
loan
him.
was.
Yeah.
And that's what the same thing we were telling him, Garvin. We're like,
Yeah.
we need to loan you to a
Mm.
championship team so you play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
But
good
you
move for
guys
him.
made good money from him.
But he's a very smart guy, though. To be quite honest, he got good people around him because he leave Chelsea, go to Arsenal, then go back
James
to
is
Chelsea.
saying it's a good deal too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Optics mentioning Brighton might struggle. I think Brighton is also a team that might get found out this season. A lot of people, when that
Too much
Matoma was
talent.
performing for 1 or 2 seasons, they really wanted him at Arsenal. But then last season, he just fell off a cliff. He was really poor. Brighton looked like a shadow of themselves. And now that De Zerbi's gone, I think there may be some issues with that Brighton team falling
We
apart.
got a lot of talent, though.
There is that Minta. He's really good. I know Moss has him in fantasy. I think Moss drafted him in fantasy, but he's a great player, that Minta. So that's one to look out for. I'll go next to Jack.
No, Josh still had his 15th.
Oh,
I think.
sorry.
yeah,
Sorry,
15.
Jack has 15. Yeah.
15th. Yeah, I've gone Wolves as well. I've gone Wolves 15th with
right
Gary
on.
O'Neill. I think he'll keep them up, similar to how he did with Bournemouth, really. Like, again, we know he got sacks where he kept them up, but it worked out for Bournemouth in the end because, they're flying, last season. But I still think he's a decent manager. I think he'll do well with Wolves. I know Pedro Neto's a massive miss there for them. But having said that, he was a bit injury prone last season anyway. But when they had him, we knew the quantity there. They still kept hold of Juan Hee-chan, Cunha. Obviously, we do play them on Saturday, so we're gonna see what they're like on Saturday. But they're a team that caused an upset, man. But yeah, I think not that great a season for them. So yeah, 17th Forest, 16th Ipswich, and 15th Wolves for me.
Jack, Jeri, and Melina still.
And Baz is saying Bournemouth 17, Fulham 16, and Brighton 15. That's interesting.
Wow. I wouldn't put them down.
Fulham low. Fulham have done some business in the transfer market, as Arsenal fans know. One of our boys went over there. Also, Bobby, to quote over Reed, he left from Fulham to go to Leicester, opposition team. Jordan's Jamaican boy joined a rival this window.
Yeah.
Dave, I don't think this is gonna be a transfer show. Yesterday we were talking about transfers on Jeri's show last night. Jeri was more so celebrating or hoping for Osimhen, and we were complaining about Nketiah possibly still staying here. So I think that's one. Maybe another day we'll do another transfer show.
And like we said, transfers are going to change our outlooks. Like September 1st is a good idea to do this Premier League table again show. And who knows, there might be more deducted points too by then.
Well, none for Man City at the moment, unfortunately. Before we go to Jack, I just want to read the comment from Chelsea fan. Southampton 17th, 16th Wolves, and 15th Everton. So he has Everton to survive a season, and also Wolves. I think that's a good place to put them.
Yeah, that's right.
So Jack, I'll go to you next. 17th, 16th to 15th. Let us know your predictions for the season, please.
For 17th, I've gone Ipswich. They've had a decent window.
Nice.
They've just completed the signing of Calvin Phillips and Sammy Smodux. Sammy Smodux scored 22 goals in all competitions I've seen. So I think
was that a full on signing or loan or what?
A full deal, yeah.
Signing.
Oh wow, he's good on Blackburn. He's really good.
Yeah, it just happened today.
And then 16th have gone Bournemouth. I don't think they'll do that good this season, especially losing Solanke to Tottenham. And then 15th have gone Wolves. I think they'll miss Pedro Neto. And yeah, I don't think they've replaced him with a good enough player for him. So I've gone 15th for Wolves.
Yeah, that's I mean, I don't think Wolves have done a good business. I also have them in that type of range in that group as well. I think Jordan. I'll go to Jordan next. Jordan, let us know 17th to 15th, please.
17 to. Oh, I already did that Mel. Yeah,
Oh,
I already did.
I I don't. Oh, okay, I did.
It's
Jerry,
Jeri.
Jerry
Jeri.
next. Sorry.
Yeah, so great news for all the Leicester fans. So I think they'll be safe. So
Nice Ipswich.
17,
Yay.
Leicester City 17, I think enough quality. It was a huge shock that they got relegated. I think they have a
Yeah.
very good squad, I would say, in terms of if you're discussing about relegation, I
Vardy,
know the 10-point
Daka.
deduction, I think it shouldn't affect them. In fact, I was putting them around 10 to 12, but because of this, I think it will be,
Okay, good
17.
show.
So a good squad. If we see their performance in the last, I'm not talking about, of course, the 2016 when they won the league, but from 2016 up until 2023, they have been mostly in the first half of the table, many times near the Champions League spot, won the FA Cup 3 years ago. So it was just a decline, with some bad recruitment and not able to, fill in the void, you can say, of the players that left. So I think Leicester are in a good position despite the 10-point deduction, and they'll be safe, in my opinion. So we have to go and talk about 16. So Jordan's favorite team, Everton, they'll be safe as well. They are not there, in the last few years. Of course.
Please.
You guys not take into consideration, right, that Leicester gonna lose points, right? Points
Yeah,
deduction.
we are taking that into
Yeah, yeah.
consideration. Yeah. So Evertonians 16th, a side with a lot of promise, but they have their limitation, and they don't have the players, I would say, that the way the coach plays. So it hurts, but again, they can be very tough.
Losing Onana too is bad.
Sorry.
Losing Onana is a big shot too to their midfield.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That was a
So,
good
but I
signing
think
for Aston Villa.
they will be safe. And 15th, the third team in this spot that we are discussing, will be Fulham. Um,
Okay.
a lot of people think they have some promise. I know the squad is decent. They perhaps punched a bit above their weight last season, but we also have to see, like when I'm looking at other teams, it's so comparative that even placing Fulham at 15 and a team that might finish 10th, similarly a team that I'm putting on 8th and the team that I'm placing or putting on 4th, the gap might only be 3 to 6 points in this season. So this is
Yeah,
something
it'll
I'm
be
also
tight.
considering.
This is
So
where it gets tight.
Fulham, in my opinion, will be 15th.
I'm gonna go with my three predictions from 17th to 15th. I also have Ipswich in 17th. I think Ipswich are going to stay alive this season. They've made some good signings, as we know today.
Yeah, that's quality.
They've done some good business, and Calvin Phillips is still a great player. I still think he has quality in him. I think he'll do good for Ipswich, and I hope he has a bright season, as I like him as a player.
Jic.
Wolves I have in 16th, and Bournemouth I have in 15th. As you guys know, Arsenal play Wolves this weekend, opening weekend of the Premier League. Wolves still have good players like Kuna and Wang Yi Chan. That Kuna gave us problems in the past, but I hope we destroy Wolves. And we Arsenal's defenders feed this pack of wolves a lot of goals. Um, Hopefully, I'm looking forward to the season, and we'll move on now. We've gone everyone right 17 to 15. Now
Yeah,
14 to 12. Thanks, Moss, by the way, for writing it down. And I'm trying to
yeah, I
engage
got
in
them
the
all
chat.
down.
Guys, if you haven't already, do let us know your predictions in the comments in the chat, and we'll read them out. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in and taking part. Over 200 people watching on all platforms. So big up to everyone. And make sure you like the video. It's live on everyone's channels. And the links are below for the panel's channels. So please do check out their videos and subscribe. They make content regularly and consistently, so it's good content. It's not overly reactions or anything. All of the panel I have today are balanced in their analysis of sports, and not reactionary and fans. So I think that's something very different on YouTube.
Holding wood and things.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Emerson,
speaking of the channels, Josh, make sure maybe in the description after the comments after put he's up for Young Content Creator of the
yeah,
Year.
he's up for award
So
ceremony.
make
Yeah,
sure you
thank
put
you,
it in our
guys.
WhatsApp chat. We gotta get Josh. We gotta get a Josh a victory here.
Luke's
Already
going with
Thank
voted.
you, guys,
14.
man.
Luke's got already gone 14 to 12, so I'll read these comments out before we give ours.
Okay.
Luke's gone 14th Wolves, 13th Fulham, and 12th Bournemouth. Emerson also going Bournemouth as one of the three.
14th.
Everton and Fulham. Emerson has Everton higher up, which is interesting. I don't think Everton gonna be that high up, but I do think they are gonna survive, and it's Emerson just think the same. Chelsea fan has Bournemouth 14th, 13th Fulham, and 12th Brentford.
That's pretty good.
I think he also thinks that Brentford gonna get figured out this season, like some people on the panel have said. Question to the panel: where do you think Arsenal will finish this season?
It's
We'll
gonna be,
reveal that. We'll reveal
it's gonna
that
be
very
at the
soon.
very end.
James going with Bournemouth, 13th Leicester, and 12th Fulham. Well, he has Leicester in 13th. James, I know you're a Toffee fan, so I like where you put Leicester. Hopefully they survive. Malia's gone Bournemouth 14th, Fulham 13th, and Everton also 13th. So we'll start with Jeri this time. Jeri 14th to 12th, please. And if you want, just a brief description for any one of those three. Why you picked.
Absolutely. I have more detailed descriptions for the top eight, of course, but I will
I think that's where everybody's waiting. Is the mid table is what's
absolutely.
harder.
I'm just buzzing for the top eight, and curious what everyone will say. So, okay, so we are 14 to 12, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so 14 Bournemouth again, not going in any direction, but still better in my opinion than the teams that I have, or most of the people, analysts have put below them. A decent team, a decent squad, so enough for them to sustain and be safe. Wolves 13. Some people I know have put Wolves down, and perhaps some of you have put it in the relegation zone as well. I think they'll be safe, but of course 13, which is decent, not really that good. And the reason, in my opinion, is that they still have a good defense. They are good defensively, so they will, at times, or most of the times in important games, they will grind results or get the draws. So that will work for them. And the 12th team, right? 12th Brighton. I think Brighton, after two great managers, I would say for them, Potter, Chelsea's beloved Graham Potter, which I think is a good manager.
Oh
he
God,
came.
no, he was terrible.
He was at Chelsea at a very bad time. Anyway, so and De Zerbi, of course,
It was a
great
tough job.
manager. So I think it will be a bit of a roller coaster, a turbulent, but still they'll do good. They are well rehearsed. They know their position. They are well integrated. So they haven't changed too much. So I think they will have enough. So they will finish 12th, in my opinion.
Yeah, the De Zerbi, now that he's no longer there, it'll be interesting to see how well he does abroad. Chelsea has all of Brighton's backroom staff, so Brighton don't have much left over to work with on their own. I'll go with Garvan next. Garvan from 14 to 12 in order from 14th onwards. Who you think is gonna finish in those positions?
14 will be Brighton, and the reason why I think will be Brighton, the players that they bought is a system player, and the system that their ex manager set and leave. I think this new manager gonna have a hard time, especially his first time in England to settle in. He's an unknown manager, but no one talk about him. So, like how they talk about my manager. But I think that he's gonna struggle a little bit. You know, hopefully they stay in the league because they is very entertaining. But I think they're gonna struggle. So for that will be them for me. And I think the next team is Fulham. I think Fulham will finish. And the reason why I say Fulham, Fulham normally start the season off real good. That's what I was saying. Like for Manchester United, they coming tomorrow will probably have a problem with Fulham because Fulham is a team always start off really strong and then fade at the end of the campaign. So I will put Fulham there, and then my next team that to finish 15. I think that would be Wolves, and not because Pedro Neto leave there. I think that Pedro Neto only played like 20 games. He was out majority of the season, and they still found ways, to win, to get points. I think Gary O'Neill is a very good manager, but I just think that he need a little bit more support, and I don't think they're gonna give him that, especially so late in the transfer window. So for sure, I know for a fact that they're not gonna support him too much, to be honest. So I think that's where they will finish.
Yeah, a good point with Fulham. I don't think Fulham gonna get much support too. I'll go to Jack next. Jack, who do you have for 14th to 12th?
Yeah, I've gone Brentford 14th. I agree with what you said. I think it was you, Mel, who said with Ivan Toney wanting to leave, it may affect the atmosphere in the dressing room. So I agree with you there. But yeah, they signed Carvalho. I think he'll be all right for them. Score a couple of goals for them. And then 13th, I gone Brighton. They've made some all right signs. I'm not fully backed with this manager who they got though. I don't think he'll be that good for them. Then 12th, I've gone Crystal Palace, especially losing Elise. That will affect them massively. So yeah, they're my 14th to 12th predictions.
It's really upsetting with Crystal Palace because the manager was just starting to build the team, and the team is getting ripped apart with Olise leaving. Maybe Shalop is leaving, and Eze might leave to Tottenham or Man City. Tottenham lost out on Pedro Neto to Chelsea in the race for Pedro Neto. All of a sudden, Chelsea signed him, and I think Eze looking like he's leaving. Zaha rejected them to come back for the third time. Palace, it's just the team is falling apart, and it's a lot of pressure. I think that job for the manager, he's just not getting the tools to work with. James says, I'm jealous that Palace have signed Kamada and Sar. Yeah, Sar would be a good signing for them. I think he will do well for them. But
Is that Ismail Assar from Watford?
Yeah.
Oh wow, he was a good player, man. Yeah, he's quick.
Ismail Sar. Yeah. I'll go to Jordan next. Jordan, who do you think gonna your predictions for 14th to 12th teams, please?
Any one of you guys come and hunt me down, please. So yeah, he play for I'm gonna say Southampton, Bournemouth, and Wolves. Anyone hunt me down? So, yeah, I know they'll go low. So
Fair. That's fair. I'm surprised you didn't put Liverpool all the way down there because with no number 6, it's looking trouble for you guys. No signings too, but I don't think you'll finish that low. All jokes aside, I know my friend made a comment here that this season Man United gonna save themselves from relegation zone. They were awful last season. Good evening to Rosie. Thank you for joining. Big up to you, Rosie. Jeri linked your chat. Jeri linked your channel earlier in the chat with the help of Nightbot. So thanks, Jeri, for doing that.
What was Jordan's?
Jordan went Southampton. Jordan, can you repeat it, please? Southampton, Fulham.
Yeah, Southampton, Bournemouth, and Wolves.
Okay, yeah.
Bournemouth
and Wolves.
Okay.
Josh, I'll go to you next. 14th to 12th. We're getting close to the mid-table predictions. I think that's where most of us did a lot of chopping and changing with teams that we picked in the mid-table range. But Josh, before we get to the mid-table, what was your predictions for 14th to 12th, please?
Yeah, so if we're in for 12th, I've gone with what a lot of people are saying in Bournemouth. I just feel, listen, obviously losing Solanke, but they have replaced him with Evan Nilsson from Porto, and he's a
Yeah,
decent striker. He
he's
scored
tough
13
to
goals, I
deal
think,
with.
last
We
season.
saw him.
Yeah, he's a good striker, so I think he'd do a right for them. Obviously they have that 65 million to spend as well. I know they're looking at Nketiah, but not anymore, obviously, because they got Evan Nilsson. So I think last season as well, their manager showed, that after a very shaky start, because I know we battered them 4-0 at Vitality. They lost 6-0 to Man City last season. They came back and they had a good end to the season and they played some really good football. So I've gone there 14th. I've gone with the Toffees 13th in Everton. I feel, look, listen, if they didn't get that point deduction last season, they would have been
Yeah, they
much
had a
higher
good
up.
season without
And
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
they had a good. I think the defense was
Yeah.
solid. I thought that Branthwaite is actually how you say his name. I thought he was solid centre back. Even Tarkowski, who obviously Sean Dyche worked with at Burnley. And yeah, I just feel Everton. I think you said it earlier, Moss, about Onana. I think that's a big miss for them, man. Amadou
Yeah.
Onana in the midfield, going to Villa. I think that would be an
He
interesting.
makes it easy for the center backs, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a quality midfielder in there. So him going, I think they in midfield could be struggle. But I think 13 for them, and then 12th, I go with Brighton. Obviously with a new manager, I don't know a lot about him. Obviously, no Deserbi, he's gone to Marseille now. But I think one of the main reasons why they struggle this season because of one of their key players, Pascal Gross, has gone to Dortmund. So Pascal Gross had Jordan shaking his head because he's German, ain't he?
Loves that guy.
But yeah, Pascal Gross, I thought was so important to them last season, man, and he has been for many, many years. I think he's been such an underrated player. So him going off to obviously Dortmund's a big miss. I think Ferguson's on his way back though. That striker for Brighton. Obviously, if Matoma can stay fully fit, there's a player there. So they got a good squad there, but I think they're gonna fall off a little bit with a new manager, and I put them 12th.
Well, great reasoning for your predictions. I'll go with Moss next, and I'll go last. Moss, 14
Garvin,
to 12. Garvin
Garvin, who
already
is your
gave.
12th, Garvin? I missed it.
From 12, you said 12, right?
Yeah, who did you have? You had Brighton, Fulham, 13.
You
Right.
said
Yeah.
Brentford, no?
No, Brentford 15th. You had 14th,
And
Brighton.
Wolves. I think it was.
Oh, Wolves, I missed. Sorry.
And
Yeah,
Moss.
mine are. This is where I had Brentford. I was kind of going back and
Me
forth.
too.
Brentford and Bournemouth at 13th. I was going back and forth on those two spots. And then 12th, yeah, I got Fulham. I'd like to put them higher, but there's just so many good teams above that, and in Fulham, and I think they'll get coached well. They'll get ESR, Awobi, Cookin. They lost D Cordova Reed, but Muniz was really starting to get them some key goals last year. I don't know. Yeah, I think Fulham in 12th makes sense, and yeah, Bournemouth. They'll be hard to beat, but and good coaching as well. One of Arteta's buddies, but it's just hard to put any of those teams higher with all the quality above. What's about to come here. So 14th Brentford, 13th Bournemouth, 12th Fulham. Go ahead,
Me,
Melina.
and Moss made a good point earlier on in the stream. Is there's still two weeks left of the window. Maybe some teams can strengthen still if they make some signings. Deadline day signings are not as common anymore for the bigger teams, but maybe these smaller teams can get a loan deal done or something, player plus cash offer. You never know. And my 14th to 12th is Brentford. Everton I have there in 13th, and Fulham. So James, I have you to survive, and it's pretty much a good spot, respectable position,
Yeah.
than the other teams below you. So I do think the Toffees are gonna survive. So Evertonians would be happy with my prediction.
Pick up James.
Now we'll go to 11th to 9th. We're getting
Start us
close
off,
now.
Melina. You start us off. You're always going last.
We're getting close now, so I'll start.
11, 10,
I
9,
was
right?
so tempted to put Chelsea here, but I know Jeri and Garvin would not be happy with me,
11.
considering.
No, you can put where you
But
think the teams will.
unbiased, unbiased predictions. This is unbiased predictions. I have 11th. I have Brighton, Crystal Palace in 10th, and Newcastle in 9th. I was chopping and changing with Newcastle and Chelsea in that 9th place, but I do think Chelsea are gonna finish above Newcastle. So if that's something to be proud about, I know Mitchie's in the chat also. But this is my 3. Palace, I think Palace, they did lose some players, and as I mentioned before, the manager, they're not giving him much to work with. He's losing the quality players that he has in his team. But as Moss mentioned, Munoz is a good pick, and that Guehi of Crystal Palace, that's another player. So that's my 11th to 9th. Well, should we go with Jack? I'll go with you next. One moment. Mitchie, thank you very much. Very kind of you. But Mitchie, I always say to everyone in the chat, I just do YouTube for fun, but your donations are really appreciated. It goes back to the channel. But thank you very much. I really appreciate the super chat. And he says, need to go to sleep. Wish Gunners well in the first match. Miss and Moss, miss for your travel fund. I hope to be able to go to more games this season.
Yeah.
Considering with the season tickets, so hopefully I can bring more wins back to Canada. I know Moss brings good luck whenever he's at a game. Hopefully I can do the same. Emerson says Brighton Mel with the secret weapon, West Ham, Chelsea. So he has Chelsea higher up as well. And the last comment before we move on to the panel, James says, on West Ham, I'm not too sure about Lopetegui as a replacement for David Moyes, in my opinion. He may prove me wrong and get them a bit higher up. West Ham have done good business this window. Really? I know it's West Ham, but they've signed Wan-Bissaka, they signed Jordan German Fulkrug. They made some good business, and they were quick in this transfer market. It's not about the number of signings you make, though. It's about the quality that's going to improve each position that you're trying to enhance. So that's just something to bring in mind. Niall, thank you very much for joining. Really appreciate it. And we're live on several channels. All of the channel links for the panel is in the description. So if you can please check out their channels. I also linked, Josh linked it himself, the Football Content Creator Awards. He's nominated for Young YouTuber. So Josh, if you guys don't know, this guy does streams like every single day. I'm not even being sarcastic. Every day he's live, very much committed. Same thing with Jeri and Garvin, often
Thank you,
streaming.
Mel.
So these content creators up here, Moss, Jordan, Jack, everybody does consistent streaming. So it's a different supporters of different clubs, but I'm glad we keep it civil and not hostile. Even when our teams lose, it's still a balanced approach, which I like very much listening to, and hopefully you guys do as well. So we'll go with 11th to 9th. I'll go to Josh next. You start us off. 11th to 9th. We're getting to that mid-table range now, and this is where it gets more difficult to predict.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, guys. Listen, the Chelsea boys on the panel, they ain't gonna like this. I'll be honest, they're not gonna like this.
Oh, nice.
I can't wait for this. Right. So 11th, I've got Fulham, Marco Silva. Smith Rowe's gone there. I've got a feeling Smith Rowe's going to go there and absolutely smash it there, guys. I really do. Already, I think, scored 2 in pre-season. So, yeah, Fulham for me in 11th. You see Marco Silva, the way he gets the best out of players like Iwobi, Willian, even like Pereira. You know, these ex-players who didn't do that great for their former clubs coming in. He's getting the best out of the man. And, you know, Fulham, again, on their day, I mean, we struggled against them. Arsenal fans know it very well against Fulham. You know, they gave us issues last season. So I think, you know, they'll have a good season 11th. I've gone 10th place, Crystal Palace. I do agree Elise is a big miss. If Eze goes as well, then you know, they could be in trouble there. But I think why I'm putting them mid-table is because of the manager, ex-Frankfurt manager, Glanzner. And so I'm putting them in my chat about, obviously,
Big up,
the signing of Kamada from obviously when Lansdale managed Kamada at Frankfurt, I think he scored twice against us as well in Europa League.
Yeah, he's a real smart Japanese player.
Good player, very
Kamada.
good player.
veteran.
Yeah, indeed, very good player. And obviously,
Oh no,
I didn't
Europa
even
League
realize that they
nightmares.
signed Ismail Assar as well, who was at Watford, was
Yeah,
at
he was a
Rennes as
good
well.
player.
Very good player there as well. So I think Palace will do well, man. The base how they played off last season as well, there is excellent. So 10th for them, and 9th, Chelsea. I'll go with the
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Wow.
I don't even think Enzo will last. Maybe I think he's up there for, in my opinion, one of the first managers to get sacked this season, or whether it be in December, wherever.
Oh, I
it be
have that as a
January.
question.
I think he's going. Like, listen, okay, this may change. Listen, yeah, Garvan and Jeri, yeah. I was watching your stream yesterday, Jeri, right, about getting Victor Osimhen. If you get a striker in there, I think you go higher, right? But currently, right now, when you got a bunch of kids and hardly any experience, and a manager who,
Jeri,
let's be real, he sat next to Pep, right? Similar to what obviously Arteta did. I think obviously he managed Leicester, right? Coming into a big club like Chelsea, where we know the pressure's on for managers to deliver, and we know how ruthless Chelsea are in terms of every single season actually sacking managers. I think it's gonna. I just don't see him. You know, what is he gonna do different to Pochettino? Is he better than Pochettino at the moment? Probably not. So I just think Chelsea have a similar season, man. I think, look, you got youngsters there who could be good, but you need experience there at the end of the day, and I think that's why you struggle, man. But if you get the striker, if you get Osimhen, it will change for me. I'm currently right now 9th for Chelsea.
you know, the thing with Chelsea, just quickly before we go to the rest of the panel, I said this to Jeri before. Jeri, the Pochettino was starting to build something, and then all of a sudden it's just torn apart. I get it, this Gallagher situation. Apparently he wanted to keep Gallagher, and the management didn't want to keep Gallagher, and the fans were on divided about Gallagher. Same thing with us, with some of our players, fan base is divided. But regardless of what the fans think, this Pochettino was starting to build something and got Chelsea from higher up in the table, as you guys saw last season. And then all of a sudden it comes crashing down, and now it's the 5th manager to be fired. It's a constant cycle of hiring, firing, hiring, firing. There's no continuity and consistency that the teams need to. How are the players gonna learn different style from each manager, different coaching style of each manager? I think it's too difficult to keep up with. And I have a bet with one of my friends, Carlito, if he's watching this. I said, I bet you that this manager will not last this whole season. I think they will fire him some point in the season. So I really hope I win my money. But for you Chelsea fans, I know you won't be happy about that. And there's some memes going on Twitter and stuff saying, just preparing for when Enzo Maresca is fired, like making the billboard already, because it's so predictable that Chelsea don't give the manager Enzo Maresca is saying trust the process, but I don't even know if the board believe in that, the whole giving the manager time, right? So you didn't see it in the previous 5 managers, but again, like Josh said, if you get Victor Osimhen, it shows that the club is willing to put the money where their mouth is, but can they put it to the manager and give him time? You can buy all the players in the world before you get a transfer ban potentially, but if you don't give the manager time to work with and build these players, it's all going to come crashing down again. Hi, Nick. Thank you for joining. Chelsea were on a winning streak at the end of last season, but they let him go. Was a big mistake. I really wish I was at that game when we beat Chelsea 5-0, but I gave my ticket.
Jeri, go, Jeri.
On my birthday. On my birthday.
Oh my God.
I think you guys are reading the room wrong with Chelsea, though. To be quite
really?
honest. Yeah.
Garvan,
I was tempted. I was tempted to go Chelsea.
Garvan, let's save it. Just my suggestion. When we place Chelsea,
I'm not gonna give it, but I'm just saying. I think that
no, it's okay. You can. I don't take it personally.
I think everyone is underestimating Chelsea because of what they've been seeing. But one thing I know by playing, a lot of people don't know. Jeri know. I used to play the game, so I can definitely talk from experience. The manager sometimes don't really have nothing to do with the team.
That's what I'm saying about Brighton and Chelsea. There's just so much talent there. You got to do
players can get together and get it right. we all can be in for a big surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, manager is just a surplus, just to stand there on the line to probably
It's the
mark up,
player's job, you say.
make sure players are doing things right. But
Yeah.
Exactly.
every team is up to the player to go on the field and get it right.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Exactly.
not the manager playing. You're right. Jack, I don't know if you already went already, 11 to 9th.
No, I haven't gone yet.
Okay,
Jack,
go
Jeri,
ahead.
Jordan.
Jack, let us
Yes.
know your predictions from 11th to 9th, please.
Yeah, so 11th have gone with Everton. They've signed some. They've had the best, probably one
Liverpool
of the
guy
best
getting
windows in the
everything.
league. Especially signed Jake O'Brien. He looks like a very good centre back for them, even scoring goals from that position, especially a lot of headers. So, and then 10th have gone Fulham. I think Emil Smith Rowe work wonders for them. And then 8th have gone with Chelsea. I feel like
No,
they've
ninth,
got,
right? Ninth,
yeah, 9th. I mean, sorry.
Chelsea.
9,
Yeah.
yeah, Chelsea, he has.
Yeah, I feel like the dressing room will still be divided after that Enzo situation. I
Enzo
know
not
some
helping
of the
Enzo.
players are made up about it with him, but I feel like it will still be divided with some of the players, and I feel like they've got quantity over quality, which doesn't work in my opinion. So yeah,
Okay, so that's fair.
Good
Especially
analysis.
the quantity over quality. Very good point mentioned. We've seen in the transfer window how just signing a bunch of random names, and as we know, Arsenal fans.
Forest last year, guys. Remember
Oh,
that? They
yeah.
signed like 30 players. Like, I hope
You know, it's like panic buying, and then Arsenal used to do that all the time. We panic buy random names, and then it doesn't work out, and we're now struggling to sell. We struggle to sell those players to get any value back. I think Jack, Jeri, Jordan already gone. So Jeri, he gave his already. Garvin, he gave his
No.
already.
Jeri
No?
and Jordan got to go, right?
Yeah, Jeri. Jeri,
me?
I'll go to you next. Jeri, 11th to 9th.
Okay. No, I appreciate that you guys gave your honest, opinion or reflection of where teams will finish. So I don't mind, but I'm surprised. Chelsea ninth, very surprised. Honestly, Galvin too. But it's great. That's great to learn what the Royal fans are thinking. So and you guys have given the reason, and let's see what happens. So I'm still trying to recover with mm, uh, two of the panelists putting Chelsea at 9, which came as a surprise to me, but it's all good. Trust me. I appreciate that you guys gave your opinion. So okay, so I have to do 11 to 9, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, 11. I would say Brentford. Uh, I think Thomas Frank is a very good coach. Unpopular opinion, right? I listened to him on ITV during Euros, and I was
He is
really
a smart
impressed by
guy.
him. His knowledge of the game, I was like, wow, this guy really knows what he's doing. His
I agree.
attention to detail, is like was amazing. Like I really got impressed. But of course, that's a talk. That's one thing. That's one attribute. So I think he has done a good job with Brentford, because we don't, like the fans of Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, don't really go and invest time and look into these teams, what their problem is, the limitation resources. So I think he's a good coach. He is versatile. He can adapt. So I think Brentford will be out. Brentford will finish 11th. Palace 10th, as Josh said, because of the coach. I agree. Great manager. Of course, Olise left, but still, I think they will sustain. And it will be hard for them to push above this position or around this position, because of the quality that we have in the top 8. So yes, and ninth, West Ham United done a good job. I think they really underperformed last season. I know the former Real Madrid manager has a lot to prove, but I think their squad is decent, and I think they will have a season where they should finish. That is ninth.
Yeah.
Good. I like that.
that's a good layout for 11th and 9th, and very good analysis as well. I think it's Moss and I don't
Moss,
know,
Jordan, and
Jordan
Garvin.
and Garvin left.
Okay,
Moss,
I'll go. Yeah, like I said, it was starting to really get tough. I got the Bird Derby kind of going back and forth, Seagulls and Eagles. And there's gonna be a certain club that's a trophyless club that's not gonna like me, and that's the way I like it.
Tottenham.
We're jumping up here. 11th, I got Brighton.
Okay.
I just think like Chelsea, like some of the clubs we've talked about, even Fuller, like they got a lot of talent. I'm unsure about the coach, but I think De Zerbi ruffled a lot of feathers. No pun, or yeah, pun intended. Seagulls, ratbirds, and garbage eaters. But yeah, I
Magpies.
think Brighton and Palace are going to be battling back and forth. 11th, 10th. You know,
Yeah.
Fulham 2 and 12th. I think I'm pretty similar to Josh, as I noticed as well. But yeah, Brighton, I got 11th. I just think there's too much talent to be lower than this. They're going to challenge. They're going to give a lot of the top teams tough games with all this talent. We're forgetting about Ferguson. Welbeck's been hitting. João Pedro is money on the pens and scoring. Matoma and Ciso, Bonanate, Brighton, young Minte they got that King's been telling us about for 2 years. Brighton's got a lot of good young talent, man. And Valentin Barco, the left back I've been telling everybody about for 2 years, he's going to rip it up at left back. You should be watching him, Josh. He plays
Right
left
down
back
there.
the way it needs to be played.
Is he the
The
Boca
Napoli
Juniors
guy,
left back?
Atomic.
Yeah, he came from Boca.
Juniors, yeah.
He's the best under 21 left back for the last 2 years in the world. He's going to be great. Estupiñán's hurt, so he's going to play. I got 10. The other part of the Bird Derby. I'm trying to promote this rivalry, right? In Crystal Palace. 10th, I got Crystal Palace.
Oh.
I think Glasner is a great coach, and getting these last couple signings in after they've sold Elise, getting a couple signings in.
This is what you don't do in my chat room is post links.
It's really coming together for Palace. I would have liked to put them even higher, but I've saved 9th for the Spuds. That's where I got them. Sorry. A lot of people thinking they're going to be 5th or 4th or all this bullshit. No, they're going to fall apart like always. Playing that style, high up, defense, they're going to get found out. But yeah, I'm worried with Dominic Solanke. He's giving us trouble.
Yeah,
and
he's given us
it is a great
hard
signing
time.
for Spurs. But yeah, I don't believe in Madison. I don't believe in much any of these guys. Betancourt.
Basuma, there was news today that Basuma suspended for their first game for Tottenham.
Romero gets red card. Romero, they're going to get in trouble.
They have Pedro Porro still, Udogi, but I don't think Tottenham will achieve.
So that's mine. Much. Spurs 9, 10 Palace, 11 Brighton. It's going to be a battle in there.
Garvin, we'll go to you next. 11, 10, and 9th place. Who do you think will finish in those categories?
My 11th will be West Ham United. There's been some good signings, but I think they're going to take a while.
It'll take another year. Yeah.
And not only that, it's a new manager, different style. They've been playing the same style for so many years.
Yeah.
It's going to take them a minute to get into it. So I think it's fair for West Ham United to finish 11th. 10th, I will go with Crystal Palace. I think that Crystal Palace.
Yeah, a lot of people got them there.
Surprised a lot of people this season. Even if they lose Elise, but they did got a good player back in. Someone that already worked with the manager before. And proven that he can score goals too. So it's not good like Elise, but I think he's a pretty good signing. Then it's down to Tottenham and Newcastle. So. But I think that Newcastle, to be quite honest, probably finish 9th. And the reason why I go for Newcastle over Spurs is I think that their manager is kind of a little bit unsettled because it's been linked with the England job. Sometimes that can make a big impact on the team. and they still haven't sought out a lot of their transfer. Even though Grammar is still there, they still got a good striker. But I think it's gonna be a little bit too much for them this season, to be quite honest.
Good one.
Yeah, he's a good player, Bruno Gamarish. I mean, they want big money for him, and also, as you guys know, for Isaac, I don't think he's available on the market. But Newcastle in some trouble with financial fair play. There was reports going on that they do have to sell some players, but I don't think they're gonna sell their prized possessions and their best
They
assets.
already sell the players, but they can't really spend. They already sell the young. I think one of their young player.
Elliot Anderson, they sold.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So they didn't sell big names, only
Yeah.
the
A little
kids.
smaller.
Yeah. Um,
Jordan's got to go 11.
Jordan's gotta go next, 11 to 10.
Oh, 11 to 9.
Tonight.
Sorry, 11 to 9. I can't count. 11 to 9.
Yeah. For me, it's gonna be tricky. Yeah. I'm going with Palace. 10.
Dallas 11.
This will be interesting and out, but yeah, I know that ground very well. Forest self ground, so City ground indeed. 9th,
What's that, Forest?
I'm going with Mr. Good Evening, Unai Emery, Aston Villa.
Villa 9th and Forest was 10th.
Yeah, and
Cool.
Unai 9th.
Emery,
Nice. Screw you, Villa.
our manager.
There, now we're down to
Now we're
8.
down to the real nitty gritty, the meat and potatoes, the real mid table, and I know some people on the panel are familiar with these positions. Last season, Jeri and Garvin, their team, in the season last season they come up from near the bottom of the table to mid table, survived somehow. But we'll start with them first. So I'll start with Garvin first, 8th to 6th. And I don't think these guys will have Chelsea in here. I think they have them much higher, but we'll see what they say.
8. You said 8 to 6.
Yeah.
Okay, my 8 will be Tottenham,
Nice.
and Tottenham will always be Tottenham.
Yes.
Yeah. He said it.
And I'm gonna say Manchester United.
Whoa.
Oh wow! I like the sound of that. That's music to my ears.
They make some good signings, but they still. I still don't trust the manager. Even though they make good signings, I still don't trust the manager. So that can change. Because they can.
Big up, Tyrell.
They can really reach somewhere.
Yeah, and is Sancho, Rashford, is that dressing room still going to be cohesive? I kind of doubt it.
I think some of those players did already want to go through the door anyway. I think that they should have get rid of some of those names, the big names that always power pull in that dressing room. They should have get rid of some of those.
Too toxic.
Yeah, and then I think 6 would be Aston Villa.
Okay, Unai Emery. One thing I gotta say about Aston Villa is last season this stupid Emery has our Arteta's number or something. We couldn't beat them home or away, and I remember going to that game at home. What a terrible performance! But this season, Unai Emery, we're coming for you guys, Aston Villa. Yeah. We're gonna beat you home and away. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we're not taking.
I'll go to Jeri next, the other Chelsea fan on the panel. Jeri, we're gonna hear your 8th to 6th and see where you guys think which team's gonna be in this category.
Yeah, interesting. This is the business end. Interesting, This is, amazing. Just imagine I'm saying interesting, talking about 6th to 8th, which a few years ago won't be like the fans won't be too much invested on that. This is the competition. This is the level of competition.
7 and 6 you get in Europe, don't you?
Now it's changed. You get Europa League, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so 8th.
Hold on 1 second. Which team did I miss? Because I'm already at the top 4. I only got 14
You've
left.
gone to
Did
6
you
so
say
far.
West Ham, Garvin?
11th, he had West Ham. Yeah.
So he missed one.
No, he's down to 6. He just went ahead of a lot of us here.
I'm done to 6.
No,
Yeah.
we are doing Garvin 876, which you just
Oh
mentioned.
yeah, I know, but I'm
You
saying
just did it.
I
you
probably don't want
you
to.
should have 5 team left. You should have 5 to 3 and then 2 and 1 left, right?
You have to count. You have to include Chelsea. Remember?
Yeah, I count Chelsea. I only got 4 left. I probably put 1 when I said Aston Villa. Sorry, my bad.
It's okay.
Well, you don't have Villa 6, or you do?
Yes, because I just do Villa, United, and
Spuds.
Tottenham.
Tottenham.
So
Yeah.
probably I do one too much.
No, you're good.
That good? Okay.
So, Jeri, some people in the
Yes.
chat saying Newcastle, Man United, and Tottenham. Emerson saying for his 8, 7, and 6. James saying Chelsea to finish 8th, 7th Newcastle, and 6th Man United. I like Luke and Josh, Luke and Jose's answer because they have Tottenham in 8th place. I hope Tottenham don't get anywhere near Europe and stay out of Europe. They don't deserve to be there, in my opinion. So Tottenham in 8th, Brighton in 7th, and 6th Aston Villa, Unai Emery. And Jose says 8th Tottenham, 7th West Ham, and 6th is Chelsea to finish there. Hi Brazy, thank you for joining. It says big up to Josh. Big up Tyro for joining. So Jeri, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's interesting. And as I said, it's the top 8. We are talking about top 8. All the teams have, of
quality.
course, the likes of City, Arsenal are expected to be in the title race. But this is all 8 teams will be in the top 4 race, if you understand technically.
Yeah.
So, and that is why it's so difficult, because if you put one team over here, you have to really analyze and think why you should put the other team. So I think as I said before, the difference in points will be very less from 8 to 4. So 8th, Aston Villa. And it has largely to do with them playing in the UCL, which I believe would take a toll, would be very difficult to
We
sustain.
seen that happen in Newcastle, did we, Jeri? Like it was
Yes,
too much.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is the primary reason. And also, I know the squad is good. Unai Emery is a good manager, but I still believe most of the teams ahead of them, they are better. And also they have not all the managers, most of the managers, in my opinion, are competitive or have a better profile than Unai Emery. Not all, but most of them, or either they have a better squad or they have more momentum. So, and I believe because they'll be in UCL after a long time, so they will really put the emphasis in even trying to win the competition or go deep. And why I'm saying that, because Unai Emery has proved to be a great cup manager. You see the Europa League's trophy, I think 3 or 4, right? So many cups. So I think 7, 8 trophies, already
Big up,
won, or
Tommy.
maybe more. So and the way he sets up the team, of course, you can expect them to go into the round of 16. Of course, depending on the the group that they will get. If it's not that difficult, and if they go to the round of 16, so he is an expert, you can say, or he has done that. He knows how to win this set of 2 games. Very good defensively. He can organize. So I think Aston Villa will try to go deep in that competition. That is the reason why I have put them 8th, 7th. Sorry for a long explanation. 7th, Newcastle United. Although they are not playing in Europe, right? But I think again the competition is a lot, right? They have not really done a great job as of yet, as we speak, in the transfer window. It will be difficult to sustain. I know the English job, the permanent manager is still to be decided, which they will perhaps do next year. So I think the Newcastle management, Eddie Howe, it won't really help them, all the links, because he will be linked with Pochettino now as the United States manager, men's manager team. New Eddie Howe's link with England, will
Yeah.
be active, will be there. It will be a distraction, and more so to do with the teams above them. So even though they might have a good season, but they still be seventh on the table, in my opinion. Sixth. So fans must be guessing, am I putting Chelsea? The Chelsea fans or the rival fans must be thinking, where am I putting Chelsea? So no, not yet. Sixth, most of our rivals, Jordan's rival, Miss Melina's, Moss
Tottenham.
rival, Jack rival, our rival, common rival, Manchester United. Sixth.
Oh, Manchester United. I can't
Uh,
stand it.
it can still go better. When I was analyzing or thinking about it, there is a possibility they can have a good season. They can get in the top four. I'm just saying. And
It's
there's a
about Ten
possibility
Hag.
it can go bad because this appointment of Ten Hag, although I think he's a good manager in my opinion, was did due to the fan pressure or not getting their target which they wanted, right, in the summer. So we all know the United board were not really keen on Ten Hag. If you see all the reports, credible reports, they really wanted to make a change. But when he won the FA Cup, there was a huge fan, reaction. They really wanted Ten Hag, which I was surprised. Why were they so keen on Ten Hag? Although he finished eighth and also was knocked out in the group stage of UCL. So the writing is still on the wall. It either if he can go get a momentum, they can have a good season, but him, getting sacked or the talk of all the noise, in the club, the stature of Manchester United will be there. So I believe because of that, because of the competition in front of them, even though they might do a good job, but that will equate to sixth.
You mentioned about the manager for England potentially being a Newcastle manager, but yesterday was announced that former Chelsea manager Pochettino got the U.S. men's job. So that's an interesting appointment. I think he might do well there, but I don't want USA national team to do well because I'm Canadian and we have competition with them.
We're
all
the kings
time.
of the CONCACAF.
I'll go to Josh next, 8th to 6th place. We're right in that mid-table spot, and hopefully, interesting to see where we put Tottenham, our rivals, our direct rivals.
New Garvin shirt. Yeah.
So 8th to 6th, I've gone 8th. I've gone West Ham. Obviously, we know how well they've been doing in the transfer window. Fulkrug up front, I think it's a quality signing. Obviously, Somerville, Kilman centre back. I think that's a decent, signing there as well. And that attack next season with Bowen there, with Mohamed Kudus there as well, it's going to be scary. But only if their manager, Lopetegui, can he get over the line for them? Can he, perform in the Premier League? Because we all know what happened at Wolves, man. At Wolves didn't really work out for him. So going to West Ham, taking over from David Moyes, I think they'll have a decent season with the players they've got, but just miss out on European places in 8th. And then 7th, are going Newcastle. I think one of the main reasons because they kept the likes of Alexander Isak, the likes of Bruno Guimaraes in there as well. Obviously, and the fact that they're not playing any European football as well. I think that's why they fell off last season, because the Champions League affected them a lot, as it does to most teams, especially with about Newcastle being back in there for the first time in many years. So I think they have a much better season. I think they'll make conference. Is it 7th Conference League or is it 8th Conference League now? It's 7th and 6th.
It depends on what happens with coefficients and
is it coefficient
and cups and stuff? But yeah, it could.
I've got
Isn't
them.
it also
who is your 8th, Josh? Who is your
Look,
8th?
it's me.
I've got
Another
West Ham
Chelsea.
8th, Moss.
West Ham 8th.
6th, I've got Manchester United.
Wow.
I put United 6th. I know they've been doing all the business in the transfer window and everyone's getting gassed about the Lit, getting gassed about Mazwari, getting gassed about, of course, Moss's boy from Bologna, Zerski. I think it'll do well for them, to be fair, Moss. But
Xerxes.
who else? I said someone more player. I forgot who it was. But
Mazraoui, they got.
Yeah, Mazwari, the Lit, good, decent signings. But
Euro got injured though badly.
Yeah, that was the guy Lenny Euro they signed who's injured now. But I just think it's gonna be similar to what Ten Hag does in the Premier League, where they're just too inconsistent. And I feel they're probably going to cup run again, FA Cup or League Cup or wherever. But I just think they're gonna in the Premier League, it's gonna be too inconsistent with them, and
Yeah.
they're gonna drop
Good
off and
show.
finish sixth for me.
Hi, Steve.
Go.
Thanks for joining.
Jack's got to go yet.
Yeah, Jack has to go, and Amos and myself. So Jack from 8th to 5th, sorry, 8th to 6th.
Jordan.
And then we'll go to Jordan and Moss next. So Jack from 8th to 6th, what's your predictions?
8th have gone Newcastle. They haven't done that much in the transfer window. They haven't made any class signs, in my opinion. So I've put them 8th. 7th, I've went Tottenham. I know they signed Archie Gray, Solanke, and a couple others, but I feel like they might be an inconsistent team this season. And then 6th, I've gone West Ham. They've probably had one of the
Nice.
best windows in the
I
league,
agree.
in my opinion. So yeah.
I agree.
Jordan, who's your predictions from 8th to 6th?
Yes, me know, man. Garvan, yeah, you know, we're a fellow Jamaican, bro. So yeah, Jerry, you know, sorry, but guys, I'm gonna go with Chelsea.
Oh, wow. 8th place.
Chelsea.
So yeah, um, 7th, I'm going with
Jordan, Jordan, objection, Jordan.
Jordan, if they don't let you back on their show tomorrow, you know why.
Jordan, I'm not coming for the watch along.
You lost
Ding
your.
dong. Yeah,
7th.
that was joking, guys. So yeah, we know. Newcastle Spurs. This comes on 6th.
7? Is that what he said?
Wait, he was
Yes.
joking about Chelsea, right? So 8th, who do you have then?
Newcastle 7 Spurs and 6th Chelsea.
Okay, so
So
who's 8th?
Newcastle's 8th?
Newcastle,
Yeah,
Spurs, and Chelsea.
yeah, Newcastle. Yeah.
He had to reevaluate where he put Chelsea.
Chelsea 6th. Okay. Is it me?
Yeah, Moss, your turn next. 8th to 6th, please.
I kind of put it in the chat too. I had Newcastle, or no, that's Melina's. I had 9th. What did I have? Spurs, yeah. So now, yeah, here's where I have the other London club Hammers. I think some other people had them 8th too. I think, yeah, maybe the champions of the window, I think, West Ham. A lot of great signings. I think Fulkrug's going to make Bowen and Kudos, you know, scoring even more, I think, with Fulkrug there, taking a lot of the heat, an old-time striker, Fulkrug. He's no half. 7, I got the other Clarendon Blues, Aston Villa, Emery. I got 7th. And, man, I was back and forth, 5th or 6th. Newcastle or Chelsea. I went Chelsea in the end, 6th. I was tempted to even go as high as 4th, Chelsea guys, but I don't know. Yeah, if I see another maybe good signing and, you know, get some guys out, you know, and settle the club down a little bit, you know, get Enzo playing and not talking and not, you know, I don't know. It never seemed to work out with Caicedo and Enzo together. And then when Enzo was hurt there, Caicedo was looking great at the end of the season and Gallagher, but yeah, it's a bit of mess with the transfer window a little bit with Chelsea, but I still think Maresca is a good coach. He's a lot like Arteta, I think, and he's going to start getting the club playing like a unit finally. And it'll take a while, but yeah, I have Chelsea 6th and, you know, possibly 5th.
My 8th to 6th is Tottenham at 8th. I can't stand them. I hope for their downfall every day. 7th, I have West Ham. West Ham, they did do good business in the transfer window. I think they dominated the transfer window, but it doesn't mean you're gonna, just because you dominate the transfer window, it's gonna transpire on the
on the pitch.
on the pitch. And seventh place I have West Ham, and Villa I have in sixth place. I was going back and forth with Villa and Chelsea, but I put Chelsea higher up in the table because although there's some issues going on in terms of them figuring out their best lineup to play, without discrediting them and taking the piss out of them too much, I do think they do have some good quality in the team. If they can get that team going and clicking together, especially that midfield is the main concern, and the situation with Gallagher, I'm sure he's gonna go. Hopefully that deal doesn't fall apart. And if Osimhen was to come the other way, there's still time in the transfer window. Anything can happen. And if Chelsea get that real bagsman in there, it's going to be, I think, much better improvement for Chelsea this season than they had previously. So I have Villa to finish below Chelsea this season and Villa to take the sixth spot. Now here comes fifth to third in the league.
Should we go 5 right to 1 or no? Save it. 5 to 3. 5 to 3.
I think we should do. I think we should do 5 to 1. What do you think?
What do you guys think?
I'm okay with either. It sounds.
Or if you want to keep more suspense, we can do 5-4 and then go for the top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
5
we-
and
yeah.
4. 5 and 4.
5 and
Good
4. Okay, that's good.
Mass,
So
can you tell me which 5 team I haven't picked? Because I'm still missing one team.
Garvin.
Garvan, what are you doing, my brother?
Spurs, Spurs, Garvan. Yeah.
I'll do a quick check, Garvin, then.
I changed my shirt for a reason because my prediction changed.
Okay.
Garvan changed his prediction, and I don't know where he'll place Chelsea now. Let's see. Who is winning the Premier League, Garvan?
Trust the process.
Oh my gosh.
Palace.
Let me send the link.
I'm ending the stream halfway. If Garvin
You missed Bournemouth. You haven't.
Chelsea gonna win the league.
Yeah, you never picked Bournemouth, or no, you did.
I picked Bournemouth. I told you I go one over when I was doing the relegation part. So probably that's why.
It was Bournemouth you missed somewhere.
Garvan, you can do 5th anonymous and then give your top 4, right?
Yeah, I only got top 4. You can throw Bournemouth.
So where did you want to have Bournemouth basically?
10th.
10th?
You can switch them and put West Ham.
And then everyone goes down a bit, yeah.
Yeah, put Man U.
Palace was really 9th. Okay.
Yeah. So you can take Man U out of it because I think Man U gonna finish 5th.
Oh, that's the one you left out. United.
Bournemouth. So C Palace is 9. Newcastle is really Garvin's 8th. Spurs are 7th. Man United 6th.
We shifting up.
No, Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. So yeah, do your fourth, Garvin. Do your fourth because you took Villa 5th.
Okay.
So just give the 4th. Only the 4th team.
Only the 4th I'm doing. Liverpool.
Liverpool's 4th. Okay.
I want to put them lower, but because they have such a good preseason, which normally when team have good preseason,
Yeah, he's a good coach. Slot is a good coach.
Huh?
Slot's gonna be a good coach. He did good job at Feyenoord.
Arne Slot, yeah, he's good.
That's what we think. This is a Premier League. Pochettino showed me the same thing last season.
Jordan and Jack, Arne Slot song. Luke's gone 5th, Newcastle 4th, Arsenal 3rd, United. I'm not sure. Steve, big up to Steve. Thank you for joining, Steve LFC, fellow
5th
Canadian.
and 4th, we're doing 5th and 4th, people.
So 5th and 4th. Luke already gave his Newcastle 5th, 4th. He put Chelsea fans said Tottenham 5, 4 Man United. Jack 5th and 4th.
5th, I've gone Man United. I feel like most of the centre backs who they've signed are very injury prone. What I've seen of their injury record, which if they want to be competing up later for a title, you don't want injury prone centre backs. 4th, I've gone Aston Villa, another team who have had a good window, signed Onana from Everton, which is a
Yeah.
good sign for them. They've kept the bagsman Watkins, so yeah.
I agree.
Good shout and also good analysis. Moss, 5th and 4th.
My 5th and 4th is I had Chelsea 6th, right? So yeah, Newcastle I have 5th, and like a lot of people have been mentioning, I think Josh did too, where they're not in the Europe. Last year that kind of killed them.
Yeah.
Tonali, just like we say, Timber's going to be a new player. Tonali's going to be like a new player for Newcastle, and I think he's going to help quite a bit. I don't like the guy, but I think he's going to help Newcastle quite a bit. We're going to see some of their younger fullbacks they got really bombing. Livramento, I'll mention. Yeah, maybe they get Gehi. I don't know, but they're after another center back. We'll see what happens. And I just think, not being in the Europe, not able to really pump their squad up with signings this summer, but wait till you see January. They'll probably be buying in January and selling Newcastle. So, yeah, I got them 5th. And Man United to get top 4 and get that 4th place spot. Man United 4th.
Great analysis, Moss. And James says here just some comments, and shout out to John Jansen in the house. No, Moss is not doing CFL tonight, but we'll be live on the weekend for Arsenal
We're
Wolves
gonna drive to the lake
and Goal Rush as well. James says ever since Unai Emery has gone to Aston Villa, they've been brilliant. Always had a soft spot for Villa. Great club with history and a terrific fan base. Nee says City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, Villa, my top 6. He has City to win the league, Arsenal to finish 2nd, Chelsea in 3rd place, Tottenham in 4th, and Liverpool in 5th.
Big up, Nee.
Big up, Nee. There is face on the panel. I know you asked for the link. But we're almost gonna wrap up this.
Another
stream.
good Chelsea guy. Blue Clouds Media. Check it out.
We started some time ago, so I did send it over to you regardless. Thank you, Nee. Taki, big up yourself. Thank you for joining. He says, I say Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Man United. Josh, we'll get your 5th and 4th. Who do you think's gonna finish in 5th and 4th before we get to the top 3 that everyone's been waiting for?
Yeah, for me, it's between obviously 2 to get the 5th and full spot. Top Spur and Villa, and obviously I put top Spurs 5th. I think they miss out. I think Good Evening Emery gets top 4 yet again. I know this one's tough for me because Villa got Champions League, and we've seen the way how when you have Champions League as well, it can affect your season. But I think the fact that Villa kept Ollie Watkins is massive for them because he's going to be bagging goals for fun. The fact that as well that even in their window, Douglas Luiz is a massive miss, but they replaced him with Onana, I believe. Onana coming into Villa, I think good signing. They have that Belgium connection with Tielemans and Onana in the midfield. Signing a few Juventus players like Leon Jr. as well. So, I think Emery, we know, is a very good manager. I know it didn't work out at Arsenal, but he's gone to Villa, transformed them around completely. And I think, he definitely.
Watch them out in the cups, maybe a League Cup or an FA Cup.
Yeah, possibly, Moss. Yeah, possibly. But I think they'll get the top 4. It's between 2 because, as I said, Champions League may affect that. And as for top Spur, well, we just know even the start they had last season, everyone gassing up top Spurs. While they're top of the league, how long did that last? Yeah, they'll always be the same club. I don't even care. And I don't even like real talk. Yeah, realistic. Banter aside, I actually rate Postecoglou as a manager, right? I think Postecoglou is a good manager.
Yeah. Look what he had to deal with. The whole club, the fans were after him. Blow that game, and he called it how it is. That could have costed him his job. He handled it really good. He handled it well. I'm proud of that. I didn't like the guy, but I respect him.
Yeah, of course. And, obviously they got some good players there. Madison, Udolchi's back now for them. He had a great start to the season last season with them. Excellent going forward. He is as a fullback. So obviously they just signed Solanke, as James said as well, for 65 million. We'll see how he does at a much, step up from Bournemouth. Obviously competing more in trying to get the European places. So yeah, I think between those 2, but I've gone top Spurs 5th, Villa 4th for me.
Good place to put Tottenham, to be fair. Jeri, I'm not sure if you've already gone.
No.
Your fifth and fourth.
Oh boy, this bad. We're behind because look,
Yeah.
Jerry, we're behind 1 minute. Please don't thank you.
No, you have to wait, Jordan. You have to wait. It's
No, no,
it's in the
no,
pipeline.
man. Go ahead.
So, fifth, as an analyst, not as a fan, Chelsea. Chelsea
Chelsea.
will finish fifth this season. And yes, as I said, I was so surprised with all due respect, that a lot of people uh, placed, I think, Chelsea ninth, eighth, and some of them sixth. So I don't think so. I respectfully disagree, but yes, I can understand the reasons. Fifth, why I said fifth, I think Chelsea has a top three squad in my opinion. They have a brilliant squad. I personally took a lot of time to analyze research, and I was like, no, we are, even as fans, underestimating. We have just like an unbelievable squad, I would say, right? And I'm not pushing as a fan, but I'm just saying what I believe in. The defense is an issue, and of course, we need a clinical striker. As far as experience goes, the question of experience, I think these players have played. I know it's one season, most of them have played. They do have experience in different leagues. It's not just about the age, it's about the experience. You know, they have won in different competitions. And we have two finalists from Euros as well. So the midfield is amazing. The attack, you know, it just requires a clinical striker. Maybe Magu, Nico Jackson could be the answer. If we get Victor Osimhen, that will be amazing, right? I'm just concerned right now for our defense, which is vulnerable. Although we didn't have a good preseason, but we created a lot of chances. In fact, more chances than what we created under Pochettino in the last preseason. So I said fifth is due to the fact that I understand that we are still in the rebuild, and it might take time for us to as much as I would of course love to put Chelsea as the winner of the league. I think we'll just fall short, but of course that's as an analyst, and of course I would hope we'll make the top four. Enzo Maresca, you know, it's again a fear of the unknown, kind of, you know. There are so many school of thoughts. Initially I was also not very happy with this appointment, as the Chelsea fans know. But I took my time to research and understand, because of course we are used to all the big managers. We had like the Flicks and Tuchels of this world, even like Ruben Amorim or Nagelsmann that the fans wanted. But we see his work that he has done, so it will it's just about to see how he can integrate at the highest level. It will be his first experience as head coach in the Premier League. So fifth, Chelsea, and I have to give fourth, right? So
Yes,
fourth,
fifth and fourth.
unpopular opinion, especially for the Tottenham fans. Sorry, I said Tottenham. I already told who is fourth for the Arsenal fans. So fourth, I think Spurs. You know,
Sure.
Tottenham, and of course Arsenal rival, our rival. But of course, as an analyst, I think Postecoglou is a great coach. Last season, until Christmas, he was what, 1-2, 1-3. I think the reason why they suffered is because the way he, not necessarily the way he played, because he didn't have the squad depth with the high line, high intensity. Yes, the one thing that I'm still concerned is that he's too rigid, especially the game which we saw Chelsea played at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, when they were playing with 9 men and still playing the most unusual high line.
Yeah, that was
So
great.
I think they have added some good players, right? And they do have a good first 11, a solid first 11, in my opinion. If Ange Postecoglou can work on keeping them fit, and also try to make sure, just as Arteta did the last season, that they can go with, they can sustain the intensity, make the necessary changes, use them effectively. I think Tottenham Hotspur, as much as most of us over here don't want that, but I think they'll finish fourth.
So I'll go to Nee. Nee, welcome to the panel. Another Chelsea fan and
Big
good
up
friend
to
of ours
Cubs
in
Media.
the
Yeah.
community. Nee, I saw your comment on Twitter. You were upset that somebody said
No,
just
go ahead.
so okay, maybe upset is not the right word. You wanted
Right.
an explanation why somebody on the panel said Chelsea have kids when they have European Cup winners, Champions League winners, and Copa America winners on their team. I think I'm not the one who's made the comment, but when I was listening to it, what I will say is I don't think there's leadership in that team. Now I know you're saying there is leadership because they won this many trophies, but that's collectively, and I don't think it's individual brilliance. Collectively, it's a different story as a team, whether they can work together as a cohesive unit, and maybe even concerns in the dressing room potentially. And I don't have Chelsea that low in the table, but I'll let anyone else if they want to add to that point. And me, of course, you want to add your own prediction, so feel free.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone out here. You know, I was just listening to it and I wasn't really upset. I was just triggered to come over here and clarify certain things. But big up to my brother Bluebird Analysis. I've seen the name many times, but never met the man himself. My first time
I used
seeing
to
you.
mix you guys always up. I'm like blue balls, blue boards, blue clouds. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
But anyway, it was Josh that made that comment, and I was like, let me clarify this. It depends on what you make or how you see experience. You can be old, as you can be matured but without experience, and you can be young but a lot of experience. It depends on how you see your experience. Enzo Fernandez has played in multiple different competitions. He's played in lots of championship competitions from where he's coming from, FC Porto, or I think FC Porto, from where he was coming from before, not Porto, Benfica, before joining Chelsea. So he has vast a lot of experience. Playing in the World Cup competition, that's a lot of experience. Playing in the Copa America competition and winning it, also another experience. You're talking about Christopher Nkunku up front, also play with the French national team. He comes with experience. But what we are missing at the football club now was leadership. Leadership. Most of the players that we have now have gained Premier League experience. Yes, last season was a bit worried because most of them that came in, Modric, one of them, most of them has no Premier League experience, and it's always a gamble when you bring that number of players to a football club.
Yeah.
For whoever, even if Carlo Ancelotti was the manager in charge last season, he would struggle to get the best out of these players. You get what I'm saying? But now I feel like they have gained some experience from last season. Nicholas Jackson, he's not a number 9 striker. He's not a striker. He was a winger
He's a
until
winger. Yeah.
Villarreal pushed him to do the striking role. Then Chelsea brought him. He has beat Didier Drogba in his first season, getting double digits in his first season. That alone, Chelsea paid 35 million alone for Nicholas Jackson, whilst Manchester United paid over 80 million for Rasmus Højlund. And what was his performance for Manchester United and some other Premier League strikers? So I know that preseason hasn't gone well for Chelsea, but last season Chelsea had a good preseason. But look at the results in the league. So I believe that the problem that Chelsea is facing is a defensive problem right now. We saw some more improvement against Inter Milan during the last preseason game. 5 games is never enough for a new manager that is coming from the championship. And I want to clear this: who is a championship manager? Every manager is a manager, depending on where you. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. It's a manager. You've gone for your licensing, and you're now tagged as a manager, and you're doing your job. Luckily, he has won something with young players and some experienced players. I would say Arteta hasn't won anything. He's got vast amount of time at Arsenal, and he's still bringing in lots of money, bringing in lots of players, spending a bunch of money, but no one is saying anything because he's able to push Arsenal to second place. I don't think that is enough. With the amount of money that Edu have spent on Arsenal Football Club, Arteta was supposed to clinch that trophy last season. Can he clinch it this season? This season look likely, because maybe the one that scores most of the goal, when Arsenal and Manchester City are struggling, is Alvarez, and he's gone. We know how Haaland can struggle when he is playing that kind of system under Pep Guardiola. But on a good day, Haaland can go on a long run and banging goals. So that shouldn't be the yardstick measure on how Arsenal can win the Premier League. But they have the chance to win it. That is why I still put Manchester City over there, because they've done it multiple times. They know how to do it. Can the pressure on Arteta drive him to win it? It's all about time. And also, I put Villa where I put Villa because Chelsea did much better with, I think, Chelsea, I don't know if it was home and away, one in a cup game and in the Premier League game and another draw. Chelsea did much better against Villa last season. So that is why I never put Villa ahead of Chelsea. And I think that will be a surprise. There will be a surprise for Chelsea to break into the top 4 this season. So that's what I was saying, that it depends on how you look at it. You look at the experience and kids. There are no more kids over there. No more kids. Paul Palmer did it very well last season, so he's gained also Premier League experience, banging lots of goals. If he hadn't been Phil Foden, he would have been the Premier League player of the season.
So, Nee, where do you putting Chelsea then in terms of the fourth or third or second or first?
Oh, for me, I think I put Chelsea in the 3rd position.
Third, okay.
Yeah, third.
So Champions League, back to Champions League.
But they'll break into it.
Back up some of the things.
So you put Chelsea
Melina.
3rd, Villa 4th?
Yeah, I think I put Tottenham 4th. Tottenham.
He had it in the chat somewhere.
Yeah, it's so far back in the chat somewhere. I have to go
you look for it, Melina. But yeah, just to back up some of the stuff Nee said, and maybe Josh wants to respond too, but I agree on Nicholas Jackson. He reminds me of Darwin Nunez. If someone's getting that many chances, you can make fun all you want, but there's something about you and your speed and, finding the right spot, getting in the spots. There's something about that makes you a good player. And then in Cuckoo, I think that was Chelsea's downfall, was this guy was on fire 2 years ago in Cuckoo. And have that bad knee injury right before the season last year, that really hit Chelsea hard.
No, he had a bad injury before the season started against. And
he didn't look right. He didn't look right when he got back with his knee. So maybe this year he'll be back to himself, Christopher Nkunku. And then about Josh saying young players. Well, I think Enzo is an old head in football terms. Like, he plays like an old seasoned veteran. But looking in life, he's a young, naive person to be doing videos like that and real stupid, So you can be like we've seen it so many times, a young, dumb guy, but when he gets on the football pitch, he plays like an old veteran. But over to you, Josh.
And then I know, just 1 second, Josh.
Yeah,
just
no worries,
1
man.
second.
No worries. Go ahead, bro.
I know a lot of the Premier League clubs suffered a lot with injuries. Chelsea had almost every game 10 players on the list. Reece James, we know 100% Reece James, when he's fit, we know what he can provide on the pitch. Yet again, another setback. He'll be off for almost about 4 games, and he'll be returning later, I think, against Bournemouth. But we just pray that hamstring will go away. Also, the inclusion of Neto and Pedro Neto will help a lot. Get Raheem Sterling away from there and put someone that's more productive on that left-hand side. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, so firstly, big up yourself, man. I thought you made some good points there. But for me, why I put you guys 9th, right? Firstly, it just wasn't, of course, I did say about the kids, but also I said, if you guys got a striker, like a Victor Osimhen or someone different there, I would have put you much higher up. I feel like that's what, personally, when I watch Chelsea, you guys didn't like him, right? Because other than, since I'd probably say Drogba or Diogo Costa, right, Chelsea have not actually had a proper striker who've done the business. You guys took Aubameyang off of us. He didn't do great there. You had Havertz for a few seasons. He's done a lot better at Arsenal, in my opinion. I know he won the Champions League with you lot. I do get that, but more consistent, I believe he's been at Arsenal, right? So I did say, like, for Chelsea to be much higher up, you guys need that striker there. But my point is, you guys spend lots and lots of money on kids with no experience. I understand you have players like Thiago Silva. He's a leader. But what I'm saying, that you've overspent on these youngsters, right, who are not Premier League proven, who have not done it, who have still got a lot to prove themselves. You mix them all into one team. I mean, Mudrik's in there, right? Chalobah, Badalashile, Madueke, all these young players coming in, Petrovic in goal, right? And I just look at him, I'm thinking, you can't spend that much money on these youngsters and expect to go far. I understand the injuries, right? I do get that, right? But I'm talking about, leaders in your team. If you would have spent the money on, I think there's other players available there, in my opinion, with a bit more experience, and we would have seen a better Chelsea, I believe, in my opinion. So, and another thing as well, I put you guys ninth because you lot are ruthless when it comes to sacking managers. Like, I don't see Enzo lasting for the whole season. I think he's going to be end up getting sacked because the end of the day, it's just we've seen Chelsea do this time and time again, where their managers just don't last. And I think you're in a similar position where Arteta took over from Arsenal when we was on a downward spiral. Arteta struggled in his first 2 seasons. You know, we was 15th. We was 15th in December. He turned it. We ended up finishing 8th back to back, and then he got us 5th, and then slowly but surely, because obviously he's been given time, he's been given money as well. He's got us back up there now. But I don't see it happening at Chelsea because Chelsea are ruthless. You guys just sack managers effectively every single season, it seems like. So that's why I said Chelsea will struggle, because I feel you're sacking the manager, Enzo, and I think you still need that striker. If you do get the striker, I've said I'll put you so much higher up. So yeah.
Josh, I think things have changed at Chelsea for a bit. They're ruthless as they used to be in terms of the manager. They know what is right and what is wrong. They've learned from the past under the other regime under Roman Abramovich. They were willing to work with Mauricio Pochettino, but I don't think that he wants to buy into the new owners' philosophy, the way they want to work. And if you work under me and I said, okay, this is what we have going on in the company, and you work under me, I mean, you're an employer of this company, and you said you cannot do this, then I have to let you go, because Poch was given, I think, about 4-year contract with Chelsea, and he understand the project. He understand what the whole project was all about before he buy into it. The same thing with Enzo Maresca. He will get time. He's not going to be sacked. Although things are going to be difficult, because he understands the philosophy and then the owner's philosophy. So he need time to work with his players. Like I said, 5 games alone will now make these players to understand the style of play of Enzo Maresca. It will take time, because he was with Leicester City for quite a while, and he brought in certain players that can help him get things going. And I believe that Chelsea has more quality players than Leicester City had in the Championship. So it will not take that long. It will click. The problem is the defensive problem, because we conceded so many goals under Mauricio Pochettino. Yet the problem is still there, and they're looking way to solve that problem. I think that they will get it done.
Me and Josh,
Got a lot of
and,
goalkeepers, Scouts.
like Moss said, we'll come back to these predictions and
Jack and Jordan are
end of the
five,
season as well to see.
Yeah.
But Jordan and Jack has to give their 5th and 4th place. Thank you, Neef, for your analysis.
You're welcome.
Jordan, I'll come to you, 5th and 4th, and then I think Jack. I'm not sure. I think he already gave his, Jack.
Yeah, I did.
5th and 4th. He was first.
Oh yeah, I got Jack's.
So Jordan is left, and myself.
Yeah,
Jordan?
5th, I'm going with Man. Yeah, 5th, I'm going with Man United. 4th, I'm going with us, the Reds out of Liverpool. So
Liverpool.
yeah,
Okay.
Man United, Liverpool,
So, yeah.
5-4. Battle.
And Moss, I think I'm left to go for 5th and 4th. 5th, I have Chelsea to finish 5th place, and Liverpool to finish just above Chelsea. Liverpool have a new manager, Arne Slot.
Hey, before you were threatening Liverpool fans that you were going to put them 8th.
I was just about to say this. Earlier on in the season, I had Liverpool, before they started the preseason, I said Liverpool would finish 7th or 8th. But looking at Liverpool's preseason, they haven't been as poor, and I just think they're going to finish 4th place. But it could be a fight between Liverpool and Chelsea in terms of who's going to sustain and survive with injury crisis. As we know, Chelsea are extremely unlucky with injuries, as Nee just mentioned himself. Now everybody's done their 5th and 4th, and also the chat as well taking part. So big up to everyone tuned in on all platforms. Now here comes the final parts of the show. Is the top 3 everyone's been waiting for to see who's gonna win the league. A lot of people in the chat already given their 3, 2, and 1. And we've seen some people saying Arsenal 2nd place and not being able to get it over the line. But I'm gonna start with Moss. 3, 2, and 1. Who will dethrone Man City this season after 3, 2, and the first place is what everyone's waiting for.
Yeah, I got Liverpool getting into third place ahead of Man United. I think there's just too much talent at Liverpool, and Slot will grow it, whether they get signings or not. I think they've done a lot of their big heavy lifting the last couple of years, Liverpool, and I don't know. There's talk Mamashvili's coming in, and maybe that unsettles the locker room a little bit. If Allison may be leaving, Van Dijk leaving, but yeah, third Liverpool. I got the cheats coming second. Maybe Liverpool can even take Man City for second. I don't know, because I don't know. I just think there's going to be some problems, Man City. Like Poch has kind of said, I'm going. There's this court case looming, December, January, whenever it happens. That's got to be unsettling at times. Already had a bad injury with my Norwegian Oscar Bob, but I mean, they got Doku, they got this McAtee, they got Bernardo Silva. They got so many guys that can come in and doing a job. And I think a big hit, I think Luke mentioned it too the other day, and maybe did in chat again. Losing Julian Alvarez is huge. He would play on the wing. He'd play in the cam. He'd play striker if Haaland needed a rest. He was so good. I said 3 years ago, that window in January, I go, that was the steal of the window for a long time, getting Alvarez for 15 million pounds from River Plate. Team I like to watch in Argentina, River Plate, and he is like, look at all the profit they just made selling him. So who knows? This end of the window, I would not, they got Savio, but I would expect something else coming in for City. Another good transfer of some kind. I know Crystal Palace guys earlier on Tariq Talks, Eagle Eye Football. They said soon as Oscar Bob got injured, the Crystal Palace Twitter went crazy, worried that they're going to come try to buy Eze from Palace. So, yeah, I would expect City's going to do something here by now to the end. And, of course, I got Arsenal winning it. It's our time.
Yes, come on.
I've been right about top two the last 2 years, and now I'm throwing it out there. We got to win this thing. And I know
Arsenal to
Jeri
Man
and some
City.
other Chelsea's have said we should win it too. So yeah, we got to win this thing.
That's one for Arsenal already. I'll go to Nee next. It'll be interesting to hear his top three as an opposition fan. Nee, your top three from 3, 2, and 1, and who do you think will dethrone Man City of the Premier League this season?
To me, I have to be very realistic here. It's very easy for us to know. I mean, Arsenal has been pushing Manchester City for the past 2 years. Why not? Why not? The big question is, can Arteta do it? He has enough squad. There've been a lot of players in there that have problem with defense last season. But I believe that, the amount of money being spent on Declan Rice, he's supposed to do more, just not defending. He's got a lot of abilities. He has to go forward and banging goals. We saw some winning, and he put in some goals that won Arsenal matches last season. When I was like, come on, Teta, fall down, let him lose. And then Declan Rice got in, and they got that goal for them, 1-0. There you go, Arsenal. So this is the time that Arsenal has to win it. But do you think Pep is gonna leave this season without clinching it? That'll be hard to tell. He wants to leave on a good note. He wants to win it before he leaves. But a lot of money has been spent. I would say, look, if you guys get a different striker, that can push us now to win it. But if you maintain, I know definitely Nketiah, my little guy, my Ghanaian brother, is definitely gonna go. He's not a guy that you guys think that can get you guys double digits every season. But Jesus,
you can have him if you want. I'll drive him to Chelsea if you like him that much.
I love Nketiah. I love him. I love him very much. But I don't know that if Chelsea's gonna go in for him. But yeah, if you guys have someone else,
you had Chelsea, 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 us, City, right?
Yeah, I have no. Yeah, I have Chelsea as third, but I'm gonna move Chelsea. I have to be very realistic here. I'm being crazy in my first prediction, so I'll move Chelsea to the 4th position. So I'll put somebody else. Okay. Yeah, I think Tottenham Hotspur is a bit ahead of us in their development. So yeah, I'll put Tottenham in that lane. I'll put Chelsea in the 4th place.
I feel sick.
Jeri, I'll go to you next. Jeri, 3, 2, and 1. Jeri, you've been saying this for a while. Your first place prediction. We know
Yeah,
because we heard it from your channel. Wise
absolutely.
words from your channel. We hope these wise words can come to reality this season. But Jeri, 3, 2, and 1.
Of course, as an analyst, to all the Chelsea fans who don't assume I'm supporting Arsenal, so but I won't mind. I think we are all sick of City as well, to be very honest, right?
Yeah.
Generally, we are really sick of Manchester City. Anyway, so I'm just, of course, giving without any association or feeling. So, three teams which are left. So, Jordan, Liverpool third.
He doesn't mind this third
I
spot
think
again.
he's happy with that.
Jordan, Liverpool third. You will never walk alone, my man. I think I'm saying Pep. Klopp has left Liverpool in great shape, although the transfer left a lot to be desired. Still 16 days left, 15 days left. I think Liverpool are in great shape. They do have a very good squad, very well rehearsed. I think they will maintain that. Some analyst people think they will have a turbulent or transitional season. I think they will do very well because the philosophy and the style, it's not different what he's implementing. That is very important, right? If we come here and imply a different philosophy, it will be difficult. They still have most of the great players. So of course in the next season they will have to see to replace the likes of Salah and Van Dijk. So I think they will finish third. And now to the $1 million question, that's the reason why we are here. I think I won't say two because it will spoil the party. So I will go directly to one. I think Arsenal will win the league. Arsenal will win.
Crowd roars.
Although you guys place us at ninth, eighth, or seventh, but I think Arsenal will win the league. And the reason is straightforward. Reason is, of course, Arsenal competed last season. Last season they went to the final day, right? And in my opinion, they played better football than Manchester City. If you see the overall season, uh, Arteta has done a brilliant job. Of course, question remains because Chelsea fans and many other fans would judge if you either win the Premier League or the Champions League to be the great. Can he do that? Can he establish himself as one of the best managers? I honestly think he has done a terrific job. Uh, so I think with the additions that they have and how they improved and sustained last season was remarkable. Most of the times, especially pre-Arteta days as well, that Arsenal would be around one or two, three come Christmas, and they won't be able to sustain or drop a lot of points from January, especially March, April, May period. But this time they did not. They did not. They didn't lose they were not able to win the league, not because of themselves. They went neck to neck with City up until the end. It was the loss against Aston Villa, I believe,
Yeah.
2-0, which hurt you. You were there, unlike the season before, when I won't say with respect that word, which people don't like. So you threw away the lead April, May in 2023, right? But you did not do that last season. They were able to sustain the pressure and perform at the highest level. And the number of goals Arsenal scored for fun was miraculous, right? And of course, I believe that Manchester City might not be able to sustain finally because no one is invincible with the court cases and all these things, right? I think it might have an impact on the pitch. So Arsenal to win the league.
Well, I really hope so. I'm believing just as much as you. Um, Quite confident for us this season. But we'll go to Josh next. Josh, who do you think is going to win the league? And are you riding on Arsenal this year to get it over the line?
Bronze, silver, gold.
But yeah, I saw a third place, Liverpool. Third place. I do agree with most people saying. Ardy Slot, I think, will do these. I think there'll be a little drop off, but I still think what I've seen a little glimpse of them in pre-season. They beat us. They battered Man United 3-0. They've been looking good, and I think some of these players, this could be their last seasons with Liverpool. Salah getting older, Van Dijk, Alisson. You guys just signed that goalkeeper. That's really good. Send him out on loan, so maybe he's going to be the future as a replacement. So yeah, I think Liverpool. I think you still got some quality players there. Like, I really do. I know you losing out on Zubamendi's big because you're gonna have Endo playing there now. But listen, I think you guys will have a very good season. Obviously, let's not forget last season with Klopp. What's that, Jordan?
Did you just say Matt? Oh my God.
Yeah, Zubamendi. Zubi do, bro. But no, when last season you guys were top of the league, you know, you was up there as well. So I think, you know, obviously Champions League football's back at Liverpool as well now. So I think you have a good season. I really do. Second and first place. I've gone Arsenal to win the league.
Yes.
I've gone on to win the league, man.
Yes.
But there's still a lot that we need to do in the window, and there's still positions that we need, as we know. I think Calafiori is a great signing. And listen, guys, Arsenal had the best defense last season in the Premier League. We had the most clean sheets. Gabriel and Saliba were immense centre backs, and I feel like teams were targeting a left back because we didn't really have a proper left back there. You know, we Zinchenko inverting. We know defensively he's not his strong point. Obviously, Tomiyasu played there, Kiwior played there. So with Calafiori coming in, wow, yeah, this guy can go forward. Watch him against Croatia. Yeah, he's a guy who bombed forwards and played the ball to Canty.
Yeah, great.
So he can do it going forward. He can do it defensively as well. And I also think, you know, Marino coming in, we've been missing that number 8 since Granit Xhaka, man. Yeah, someone sitting in number 8 to, you know, to benefit Martinelli as well, because I think he had a poor season last season. So if we do what's required, you know, if we get in the, I know it's a striker, but honestly, we get the striker there and the backup for Saka, I'm so confident that we can go and win the league. And last season, we had the highest point tally that we ever had in history of Arsenal, even more than the Invincibles. Even more than the Invincibles. We got more points than the Invincibles, and we still came out with nothing. So at the end of the day, I'm going with Arsenal to win the league this season. It's got to be it now. It's been 21 years. It's now our time. So, and there's City second, yeah.
Oh the God!
Jeri, Jeri already said his. Jack, I'll come to you next. 3, 2, and 1. Jack, do you think Liverpool have a chance of winning the league this season?
I don't think we will win the league, sadly, but for me, we're finishing third. I feel like we'll have more ball possession under Slot, and we'll be a bit more attacking than we were under Klopp. But yeah, I do think Liverpool fans should be excited with this new football under Slot, as I do believe it's exciting football we play. Second, I've gone Man City. I don't have much to say. I feel like they're going to get points deduction with this upcoming trial they have in September. So yeah. And then
a lot of people mentioning the fact that it's a good point that City may not be able to focus as well with the upcoming court case and ongoing problems. It could be affecting the players. Even this window, maybe some players don't want to go there because they don't know if their future is certain there due to what could potentially happen. You never know. Some players might be assessing that behind the scenes as precaution. Garvin, I'll come to you next. Garvin, 3, 2, and 1. Who do you think is going to win the Premier League this season, Garvin?
Are you guys ready to rumble?
Yes.
I said trust the process. Invincible. Chelsea's going to go invincible this season.
Oh my God.
Everyone look at me like I'm crazy.
Garvin, April Fools was in April.
No one believe it?
No one's on your side. Not even
I believe Garvin.
What did he say? Chelsea's third. Chelsea's third and invincible.
Said Chelsea gonna go invincible.
Invincible for third place. Okay.
Well, the last team that go invincible in the Premier League, right? Big up, indefinite, my bro. You know, was Arsenal. So Chelsea gonna go indefinite. So if you read between the lines, you guys will understand what I'm saying.
Indefinite.
So Chelsea gonna go invincible this season.
And also, last season Chelsea did not have had a very good preseason, and did not have a good preseason this time. So I think that they know that they have to perform. So,
all right. Before I give my take, right? For number one, when a team win the Shield, or the Community Shield, or because they keep on changing the name. They
Yeah,
normally
it's
never
Community
go on
Shield. Community
the,
Shield is the right name, but
yeah,
they always call it
Community Shield.
Yeah,
They
it's still
never go on
community.
to
any
win
and
the Premier League. So therefore,
charity Shield.
Man City is out of it completely.
Hmm.
The next thing, Liverpool have a wonderful preseason. So Liverpool ain't going nowhere because preseason don't show nothing at all. But to be real though, I think Chelsea gonna finish third.
Okay.
Chelsea third.
Right, Chelsea gonna finish third, and I know the reason why I said Chelsea gonna finish third
Your
because
club,
I
Carbon.
see a lot of things that I really want to see from Chelsea. But my favorite team to win the Premier League, before I go to my prediction, because this one is really really hard to really say the name. So let me go back to Chelsea a little
I
bit.
like that comment.
Watching the preseason game, I see some stuff, and I was even saying to Jeri and some of the Chelsea fans and backstage, I was like, if Enzo make this change real quick, we're gonna see a big difference. And exactly what I leave the game with, I saw him do it against Inter Milan. Not only he tried to play his style the first half, the second half when we're down, he switched back to where Pochettino play in the last 5 games of the season, and that gave us total control against Inter Milan. A lot of people don't really go deep into the game. Watching the game is one, but study each and every move that your player was doing. Caicedo ended up playing right back. A lot of people don't know. Caicedo come out of the midfield. Caicedo started playing right back. So that's something that we need to take in consideration. It's not just a manager that only got one system. He's trying to flex his system. So in the preseason, when I went to the Real Madrid game, I was right there where I can hear all the instruction when he was given to his player. And definitely some of these players wasn't taken in. And right now I saw him bringing Pedro Neto. So that for me showed me that I was right when I was vice noting Jeri and them, about what I see in the game. So right there, I think Chelsea will finish third. And I think London's still going to stay blue.
Oh, God.
Doesn't matter what. Because for the last 35 years, Chelsea still win more Premier League than Arsenal.
Okay. Here we go.
So I give you one. I don't want to hear no London is red. You have to win
You
more.
still have the most
You're
overall.
still going to have to win me the Champions League before I can say London is red. But I think
we
for
got
that little moment, London got to turn red.
They stole that Champions League from us, Barcelona. They thieved it from us.
Well, they
Chelsea
could've
sniped one from us too.
You know what, Galvin?
I do win the league though.
Galvin, I do agree with you 100% in the sense that last season the left hand side was our weakest link. It was our weakest link. Left hand side did not produce much goals at all. All the goals were coming from the right hand side. It was Palmer and Madueke doing the magic on the right hand side. And Kuku was missing. Sterling was not on top of his game.
Chilwell's awful.
Chilwell was awful, and what's his name again? Mauricio Pochettino was trying to do some magic with Chilwell, which doesn't really suit his style. So yeah. Now we have Pedro.
Cucurella looked pretty good at the Euros. Cucurella looked good at the Euros.
Can I tell you guys something real quick?
No, Garvan, you still have to tell the winner.
No,
he want to talk about Chelsea still.
No, I'm not talking about Chelsea. But can I tell you guys something real quick?
Yeah.
I think Nadi Madueke is gone, and I told Jeri the reason why. I think
already gone.
Next season, if he's not this season, next season he's gone.
And but you said the same thing.
I told Jeri about that.
Yeah, like they're fighting over penalties and stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
No, even before the penalty, I was telling Jeri, I was telling them about his attitude. His attitude is really bad.
Yeah, I think it is
and
too.
Moreska was shaking his head, hold his head down every time that he tried to give him some information, and it wasn't taking it in. I know that Chelsea was going to go for a winger. You guys on the panel probably don't know, but Jersey probably know. I used to play as a professional in Jamaica.
Yeah, so he said Jeri.
It's something that I definitely study with players, and I used to do coaching too.
What position were you, bro, when you play?
I can play anywhere on the field, even in the
goal. You play anywhere. You play. Look at this guy, man.
No, for real. I got my MVP trophy right now.
If you're good enough, you should be able to play anywhere. Maybe not goalkeeper, but
Garvan.
MVP trophy.
Wow.
Legend,
Garvan,
man. Look at
There you
that.
go.
Garvan,
Arsenal gonna
Garvan,
win the league. Though. Arsenal
Garvan,
gonna
Garvan
win
the
the league.
baller,
Garvan,
man. Come on.
Garvan. Should we have a 1v1? One
Jordan,
Jamaica, have a
Jordan,
1v1.
can you just unmute for a second because Garvan is telling the winner of 24-25 season. Garvan, go ahead.
Arsenal gonna whoop Man City this
Yeah.
time around.
Yes.
And Arsenal gonna teach them a good lesson. And the reason why they're gonna teach them a good lesson, Pep Guardiola, you can see that he's just like Klopp. He's done. He's totally out of
He's
it.
worn out.
He's more than worn out. He's right now. He's the only thing left for him to go in the bin. Like listen to his press conference.
He always said if we ever were confirmed as cheating, he would leave. So I think he's planning his exit.
Mas, Melina, and Josh, this is a question I want to ask you, Arsenal fans.
Yes.
If you guys go through the end of the season and miss
Without
that
it.
trophy again,
I know what you're gonna say.
what are you guys gonna do with Arteta? Do you still
keep
trust in
him.
that project? You still want to
Yeah.
keep him?
Hopefully he's either won the FA Cup or the Champions League if he hasn't won the league.
He
I
missed
keep
out on
him.
the
You
league
know why,
championship,
Nee?
like,
Because the way we were several years ago, as you know,
We were
this
dreaming
club
of
was
being
in
back
a
like this.
friggin'
Yeah.
shambles. Respectfully, our defenders couldn't string a pass together, couldn't keep a block. I wouldn't trust them with anything. They couldn't. It was just so disconnected in the team. The dressing room was we found out all of the problems in our dressing room every day in the media. Arsenal were finding out the players doing balloons in the dressing room. Aubameyang captain not showing up for a big North London derby. The club was in an absolute mess. So I think if it's the manager is not the reason why we wouldn't win a trophy, but as Moss said, if we don't win the Premier League this season, sure questions are going to be asked. But then I would expect us, not like last season, to get kicked out early from domestic cups. I don't know why. Last season we sacrificed domestic cups. We went to Bayern Munich in the Champions League, and we lost that game. And then we're out of everything, and we put all our eggs in one basket for this Premier League. And we all know how the story ended on the last day of the season. With that being said, personally, I don't think it's on the manager. Just like Jose, my friend, says here, Edu to get the sack before Arteta. I think in terms of the board, the owners themselves, they want to see us being able to sell players this transfer window before them giving more money for us to spend. How much money you mentioned it when you first came on here. Arteta spent a lot of money, but that's the one big difference. And I envy Chelsea for this is that Melina and Bruce Buck, when they were at Chelsea, they were able to sell players for good money, 35 million, I think, or 30 million or more for Tammy Abraham to go to Roma. It's just one of the many examples. But Arsenal struggled to sell players, even players who have some English. They always call it English tax. Eddie and Katia, look, we're still struggling to offload this player. And I know you love your Ghanaian boy. It's no disrespect to him personally, but he's not the guy to get us over the line. He's a squad player at best. And when Jesus got injured, yes, he did step up to some extent. But this season, I'm hoping our striker can stay fit. And I think defensively, we had the best defense in the league. We were solidified defensively, and we topped numbers defensively last season. I don't think it was our defense that was the issue. It was more so our attack was the issue. And then Havertz, we didn't play Havertz from the start of the season in striker position. We were playing him in a midfield role, which didn't really suit him. We were still trying to figure out where to play him best. But it's a great question you're asking, and it's other people have asked us that too. Is what happens to Arteta if you don't win a trophy? It's been this many seasons. You only have FA Cup and Community Shield to your name, which isn't really a major trophy.
Can I help you, Miss Melina?
No problem, Garvin. Go ahead.
A lot of people don't take this into consideration. The only problem Arsenal got last season, where Arsenal dropped points, is from the left side, the left back. That's where Arsenal lose many of their games last season that they lost. And now they strengthen that side with Calafiori. A lot of rival fans, much as I'm one of them, gonna weep and moan because Arsenal gonna be something hard to penetrate. It's gonna be hard. And I'm not sitting here because you guys are here. You know, I'm telling you how I see the game. Like Arsenal lost points last season against Aston Villa. Who was the
Yeah.
culprit? What's his name? I can't even call his name
Zinchenko.
right now.
Zinchenko.
Zinchenko against I think it was Fulham. He make a mistake again. So that's 6 points he cost you guys. That's 6 points to win the title. He make a mistake and Fulham capitalize on it and score against you guys. And the same thing again against Aston Villa. When he leaves, Leon Bailey cleared as day. So when you look at that, that's where you guys lost 6 points. And I think he did one against Everton also. So take off my Chelsea at, the league is for you guys to lose. And you have more chance of winning it than losing it this season. If Arteta doesn't cross the line this season, I will help you guys go down to Emirates and kick him through the door. Because Arsenal should lift this Premier League title this season. There's no excuse. You guys got the young players, just like you guys complain about Chelsea young players. That's where you guys started from. And look at the team you guys got now.
Now
Right.
they're all 23,
Jordan, if you want to go,
24,
please,
25.
Jordan,
It's
for
time
your
to win.
Jordan, you want to say your 3, 2, 1, and we'll wrap up the stream once I finish saying mine. Jordan,
Yeah.
good.
Jordan at Liverpool in fourth.
Hey, Garvan, you have been putting me to bed, bro.
Jordan,
30
3, 2,
minutes.
and 1. Who's your predictions?
West Ham, City, and Arsenal to win the league.
Yes, Arsenal.
West
Another
Ham,
vote for
third.
Arsenal. But West Ham third.
Where's
That's
West Ham coming
surprising.
from?
West Ham.
He loves himself some
Saying
full
Fulcrum,
crew.
that's why.
He's
Yeah,
all
Jordan,
full crew.
Jordan, which algorithm did you
I
use
love
for
it,
that?
Jordan.
Fulcrum scored 20 goals, Jordan. Yeah.
He's doing
German.
it because it's German fulcrum.
Antonio and full crew
German.
strike
So
force.
when was the last
Um,
time West Ham had a well prolific striker besides
Oh,
is it John Carroll or whatever? All the strikers that
Carroll,
I've
yeah.
known, I've been watching Premier League for almost about 25 years now, and I haven't seen any prolific striker.
Yeah.
What's his name? This Jamaican striker, right?
I'm gonna
now.
stop you right there, man.
Mikel
Antonio.
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 He's not even a striker. He wasn't a striker.
That's
He was brought in as
Jordan's
a
boy,
winger.
Mikel Antonio.
Yeah. He was brought in as a winger, and he's doing good. West Ham United strikers don't go there to perform.
But yeah, I think kudos and Bowen will be doing the damage again.
Yeah,
I'm
kudos
just
to the
gonna give
player.
my top 3 now.
Yeah,
Third place, I have Man United. I think Man United gonna surprise people this season in a good way, or it could be a bad way. But I do think they made some good signings, and keeping the manager instead of hiring and firing,
Yeah,
I think that was a good decision. And they did look good, all right, in preseason. And Moses Xerxes, I think he's gonna have a bright season as well. They are working on deals for Delit, I believe. Chelsea fans might be familiar with the Delit links 2 seasons ago. But I think he'll be a good player for them, and I have them in third. I have these cheats in second place, and first place I have Arsenal to destroy the cheats this season. It's time for us to get it over the line. So again, United third place, City second place, and Arsenal first place. I believe that this is a season for us that
everyone was Arsenal.
will improve, and we'll finally get it over the line. Going back to back 2 seasons to City really did hurt, even as fans, to watch the final game of the season, to still believe we can get it over the line last season, and it didn't happen. It was really,
everyone was Arsenal but me.
But everyone on the panel said Arsenal to win the league except me. So
no, I did. I said that's not my
City,
win. It's time for us now to win it. But
okay,
can they?
Okay, so even me believing in us. A lot of pressure on Arsenal this season for sure after coming back to back with City twice. Guys, this comes to the end of the show, but I do want to give a moment to say thank you to everyone who tuned in the chat. We've been live for a long time, so patiently waiting people to hear our predictions, participating. Brownie, welcome to the chat. Brownie, he says, last season he's predicting the same top 3: Man City first place, Arsenal second, and third place Liverpool. VX Gunner says, let's get Weghorst or Luke de Jong. Those are terrible options. I think Nketiah would be still off. Better staying here for us.
Vargas
But,
living 3 years ago.
we are gonna wrap up the stream now, folks. This stream was live on several people's channels on the platform, and everyone on the panel has a channel of their own, which I did put in the description of the video. I want to thank my panel and the chat today, but I'll start with Jeri first. Jeri, please, where can people find you, and do you have any upcoming shows? I know tomorrow, I believe Jordan told me you have a show tomorrow. So please, if you can tell everyone where they can find you. And Jeri is on the road to 500 subs, so people, please check out Jeri's channel.
Yeah, thank you first of all for having me. It was a
forward.
brilliant show, amazing show, just at the time, just at the start of the Premier League, what we love and why we love football, in my opinion, better than all the Continental Cups, better than Copa America, better than the best of all European leagues, better than Euros, better than the World Cup. It's the English Premier League. So, yeah, so my channel is called Blue Board Analysis. Tomorrow I do have a plan, but I have such a busy schedule with work at times. So if I will be able to find the
Follow
time, so
Man U.
around 2 p.m. UK time to talk about Chelsea. It's a Chelsea channel primarily, and sometimes, of course, we would discuss other things. So the fans are excited. I'm very excited about this season, and the three Chelsea fans here, three analysts. We are very optimistic. The present and future is Chelsea. So thank you. Great show. Looking forward to have another one soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Jeri. Josh, I'll go to you next. Josh, you are nominated for Young Content Creator Award, so wishing you the best of luck for that first and foremost. Josh, you do have two channels, Serie A channel and Premier League related Arsenal channel.
Serie A obsessed, right, Josh?
Yeah, boss. Yeah, man. But yeah, no, guys, you can find me obviously my main channel. I've been doing for a few years now. True Guna, right there. We do daily content on the road to 9,000 subscribers now. And yeah, we do all Arsenal content. We've got I'm here every single day, guys. Transfer news, watch alongs, match reviews. I get other fans on to have their opinions as well. Everyone starts their opinion on my channel. So yeah, anyone's welcome, of course. And as Mel said, I'm gonna nominated for Young Content Creator for the Football Content Awards. So I made a video about how you guys can vote for me. I would really appreciate if anyone could. It would mean a lot to me. But yeah, and also I've made a new channel for the Italian League this season because obviously I'm English and Italian. So I thought I'd show more of watching Italian football as well. And it's going to be a great season in the Serie A. So many different teams with
we get them all up, Melina and Fubo.
Yeah,
all Serie A.
Yeah, so look, guys, you can find me there. Thank you very much, Mel, for having me on. Big up everyone on the panel. Great discussion today with all you guys and everyone in the chat as well. And yeah, thank you very much.
No problem, Josh. Thank you very much for joining. Jack, we'll go to you next. Jack, where can people find you? Liverpool-based channel, and you mainly focus on shorts. Very good edits as well.
Yeah, my channel name is YNWA66. Yeah, I mainly post Liverpool related edits, sometimes
the spawn of Steven Gerrard
edits, and I make a couple of boxing edits every once in a while. So yeah, I'm aiming for 1K subs, and then I can start streaming myself.
Big up, Jack. Garvin, I'll come to you next. Garvin, thank you for joining the panel today. You and Jeri and me representing Chelsea. I think we got outnumbered here almost with the Chelsea fans on the panel, but it was even. We didn't get outnumbered. So, Garvin, if you can please shout out your panel.
It's a good formation. 3-3-2.
Yeah, GFC Garvin, on YouTube, do a lot of Chelsea video and the Reggae Boys of Jamaica, and do Premier League shows overall. But this Saturday coming, if you guys want to join over there, we're doing a Premier League giveaway, for the opening show. And, let's see how it goes, because the Premier League, as Jeri said earlier, is the best league in the world. And I hope Arsenal doesn't disappoint me this season because I can't stand Man City win another title.
Yeah.
It's
So
kinda-
if you guys want some good content, and majority of everyone here on the panel always pass through over there. So we're one family. So you guys can head over there and subscribe. If you're not. And Jax, congratulations again, bro. Send me the link so I can send it out to everyone.
Great logo. Garvin's got a great logo, great shirt.
Thank you, Garvin.
Nee, I'll come over to you next. Another Chelsea fan on the panel. Nee, thank you for joining. I know you were participating in the chat, so thank you for that as well. Where can people find you, Nee?
I'm very, very happy to be here. I appreciate you guys inviting me to the panel. Actually, I was on YouTube. I was on X going through information, trying to make some few research, and I saw you streaming. And I was like, oh, so I started listening to it. But I wanted to participate, and I was like, how can I join? So I sent a message there, and I didn't get the response right at that moment. So I remember I subscribed to your channel, but I did not push the bell notification icon. So did not get it.
Yeah, that's a good point he makes there. That if you like a channel a lot, make sure you hit all notifications.
Else, if you don't tell them that, they'll just subscribe and they forget to put in the bell notification icon active, and then they don't receive your notification. So I went back there. I was like, "What's the name of the channel?" So I typed in Melina, and then it brought so many of them. I went through them. Then your picture pop up. Your picture pop up, and I was like, "That one." So I went through your channel. And then I saw you live, then I clicked on it. So I remember to keep the bell notification icon active. But it's been a very, very wonderful stream.
More work than your defenders need to find my stream.
Yeah. It was a very, very wonderful stream. Intelligent and brilliant people that really know what you're talking about. It's nice to meet you all. First time meeting my man over your blue board analysis. And then I think I've been on GFC Gavis. He's always on my stream, always supporting the channel. It's been a long time coming. Also, my Guna guy in the middle with a blue shirt. Can you speak Italian? You speak Italian?
Parlo italiano, sì. Mi chiamo Josh.
Oh goodness! You gotta go.
It's a good language.
I love that. I have a guy that supports the channel. Also, he speaks Jamaican, and I love that Jamaican accent, the patois accent. And whenever he comes on, I said, "Just give me a line. Give me a line."
There you go, Jordan.
Yeah,
there you go,
Jordan does it all the time.
Oh, really? I love the Jamaican accent. So guys, if you want to find me, I'm on YouTube. You can find me everywhere. I do a lot of work, especially during the preseason. My channel went down a bit because of a spinal injury that I have. I had 3 spinal surgery in the past, I think last year. So I was off of YouTube for 8 months without doing a stream. So
I've had 3 too, Nee. I've had 3 back surgeries as well, Nee, but
mine is up on top of my back, not the lower part. So my T. So I had 3 of them in the space of just 1 week. I couldn't work for about 6 months. So it took me.
I had it over about 5 years.
Yeah. So Blue Clouds Media on YouTube. Also, Blue Clouds Media is a company down here registered in Michigan. I'm a registered reporter with other companies. So during preseason, I do a lot of work with Chelsea. Able to meet managers, but this season I couldn't do it because of too much work. Too much work for me. So hopefully next season I'll get back, and then I'll be visiting London very soon to have a tour in the stadium. So that's what I'm looking forward to do. So guys, Blue Clouds Media on YouTube, and also the same place, Blue Clouds Media on X. You can find me there.
Jordan, where can people find you on your channel? Liverpool content, but also Jordan doing La Liga content, EFL content. Jamaica, Reggae Boys, the girls, track and field. Jordan been disappointed with Jamaica, but they got a new manager now, so let's see what the Reggae Boys can do. Steve McLaren. Jordan, where can people find you on your channel, bro?
Well, guys, before I show my channel, I just hit 1.43k subscribers.
Congratulations.
On the road to 1.5k, guys. So yes, guys, I'm happy the Premier League is back. I was being counting down the calendar for the Premier League. Cannot wait to face my Omari Hutchinson on the weekend. So yes, guys, I'm on the road to Okay, so guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Hyman LFC. We're Liverpool. This means more. And of the Reds, I'm looking forward to see what Darwin Nunes and the co will do on the weekend. So yes, guys,
Gakpo.
indeed. Yes,
Gakpo.
and Cody
And
Gakpo, indeed.
last but not least, big mention to Moss Sports World. Recently, Moss had to restart his channel from scratch. He probably doesn't like that I say this story, but Moss isn't the type of guy that promotes himself. So I'm saying this story because he never says it himself. Is his channel got closed for whatever reason it may be. It got shut down unlawfully, and he had to restart from scratch. So it's really hard to do and stay dedicated and consistent to start off from the ground up again. So Moss, a good friend of mine, and also my co-host on Arsenal watch-alongs, Arsenal reviews. Most of the time, we bring the good luck on Arsenal watch-alongs, but with Team Canada, we've not had such good luck in
Hey, we had a good run. We've
the
never Copa
academy.
America.
In the under 21 Copa, we didn't do well, but the regular Copa, we did well for the men's. We do Canadian streams, anything Canadian except for the Leafs. Moss can't stand them in hockey. But it's Moss Sports World, and I'll leave it to him to shout out his platform
Yeah, thanks a
and his
lot. It
and his
was
league.
it was called Across the Pond Sports Talk. My buddy in the chat, Luke Morris, said we were doing lots of different sports and always Arsenal. And yeah, it's fun to team up with Melina and fun to meet people. You know, we go over to London a couple times and get to meet people you talk to online. It's wonderful, Nee, and go see your stadium and the museum and all that kind of stuff. And I encourage everyone to do that. You know, get over there and if you can. And yeah, I know a lot of Americans like to see their clubs over in America, and we don't get that too much in Canada. But yeah, growing up a huge soccer fan, huge soccer player, you want to see injuries, knee. I've had 7 concussions. I don't know how many broken toes, 2 broken legs, ruptured Achilles, torn calves, torn hammies, and yeah, 3 back surgeries at the end of the career. And yeah, hopefully it gets better for your knee. You got to find your way. I know they tried to pump me full of, drugs, prescriptions, and I just didn't handle them well. And yeah, it's
Yeah, I
better to
went.
find your own way and what works for you because everybody's different, and just find what works for you.
Yeah, it took
And
it
all
took a
the
while.
best. God bless.
Yeah, it took me a while to get rid of those drugs. Very, very because of
Yeah, they're not
narcotic.
good.
Yeah, the
And you can
narcotic.
see why people have gotten hooked on all these
I
opioids and
know. I
things.
struggled
It's
because I tried
terrible.
to get rid of it, and I went 2 days without it, and I felt that way. You know, when you see those videos you've been watching on YouTube when people are hanging like walking around like zombies. I went through that for a
Yeah,
day
Oh,
because I was
it's
itching,
awful.
I was
yeah.
sweating because I tried to get
Yeah,
rid of that
I was
strong
there.
painkiller, and then I went through that.
And
But
try
yeah,
not to be dependent on
I
it
stay
too.
all
yeah.
natural now
Yeah,
and not
but I'm
nothing.
I'm
And
very happy I've done. I went through it because it got to a point that the doctor was like, the medicine he broke it up in like 4 pieces. So instead of taking the whole one a day or
yeah, I had
two,
to wean myself
yeah,
off them too. Yeah,
little bit, little
it's
bit.
better to find a naturopath or
Yes.
acupuncture. Anything like a good physio, a good masseuse. Find everything you can and try everything. Yeah, but yeah,
Mas,
prescriptions don't help.
let me say this real quick, Mas. There's something I want to say regarding your channel. I don't know if I can say it here or not, but I think you're getting the algorithm confused because I know you put so much work into your channel. You add the I think hockey and you add so much stuff to your channel, and when you do that, you get the algorithm confused. It doesn't know where to place you.
That's what I want. I don't care about being 1,000,
No,
5,000. I
no,
don't want to be. I just want to do the sports I love and I'm gonna watch. And Melina knows that too. And it's gonna be Arsenal. It's gonna be Premier League. It's gonna be MLS Championship, Serie A, La Liga. It's gonna be different stuff all the time from me. NHL, NBA, NFL. We do NFL every Sunday. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just if I'm gonna be watching them anyway, I might as well do it on YouTube and talk about it with some other people. That's how I look at it.
That's what I love
No, I
about
get
it because I can always come on and see something different.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Well,
think
we
it's
do
more leisure.
NFL starting up. We'll be doing a lot of stuff on that, so stay tuned. And yeah, it's Moss
Also,
Sports World, and I'm CK Moss 16 on Instagram. If people want to connect that way too, or give suggestions, or asked to come on the show or anything like that. But big up Melina. She organized this. She does all the great thumbnails and everything. Great job, Melina. Well done.
Thanks
And yeah,
everyone
congrats
for
about her
joining.
driving. I
Oh,
mentioned
yeah,
it.
You know what I want to
She's
do?
full on driver now in Canada.
I have a package for all my
Yes,
Canadians
no.
that are very close to me because Canada is just 4 hours away from me here in Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan.
I don't.
I used
I
to
don't.
play football there
Oh, you do.
a
Oh,
long
wow.
time ago. Yeah.
I don't just have a media company. I have the media company that I have is mixed with photographing, and then we do weddings and we do photo shoots and all that kind of stuff. So I have to get one of my Canadians to come and do some promo for me. Maybe I get Ross and then Melina in here in my studio, which will be ready very soon. So yeah, thank you guys
Yeah.
for having me.
Big up.
No
Neat.
problem, guys. Nee, get well soon. Hopefully you're feeling a lot better. But guys, we're gonna close out the show now. Nearly 3 hours, 720 people watching on all platforms. Big up to everyone who's joined, and thank you everyone for your time. Even those of you on the panel today and in everyone's chat room, really appreciate it. And
Awesome.
thanks for taking part in the predictions. Let's hope we get some of these predictions right, especially the top team to
top part,
dethrone
yeah.
Man City. That's what the most important. But come on, you Gunners, and let's go beat Wolves and destroy them this weekend. The Premier League is back, everyone. Adios.
We'll be doing a watch.
Yeah.